Did you say mother's milk?
Oh yeah.
What pray tell is mother's milk? Oh,
this right
okay.
here.
See, I couldn't see. I was looking at OBS, so I was looking at the starting screen. All right. So, okay, I'm gonna do something different today. I wrote an intro to the show.
Okay.
Just did.
All right.
So let's go for it. Let's go for it. I'm gonna try. One shout out to Binary Destroyer for that follow. Thank you so much. What's going on, No Post Xbox Live? How you doing? Yeah. So welcome to Tech Talk Thursdays, where I'm Agent Linux and my co-host Kevin Kev and Sinziak discuss the latest and greatest in technology. Join us as we dive into the newest trends, innovations, and advancements in the tech industry and offer our expert insights and perspectives. Whether you're a tech enthusiast or a professional in the field, there's something for everyone in our weekly conversations. So grab a cup of coffee and let's get started. What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Marcus Summers of Agent Linux, twitch.tv/Major Linux. And it's time once again for another episode of Tech Talk Thursdays for January 12th, 2023. Of course, I'm joined this week and every week with Kevin Kev. It's your boy Kev in the building.
In the building.
And of course, we're joined this week. We will be joined later on this evening. Since I just run a little late, it's all good. We're cool. We're good. And I want to thank ChatGPT, or GPT, for writing my intro. I didn't like it though. That's why I went to the old one almost immediately because I didn't know what to do with that. But
Damn it.
Just before we went live, I was like, let me write. So this is the prompt. I said, create an intro for Tech Talk Thursdays where I introduce myself, Major Linux, and co-host Kevy Kev. Now, that was it. That was not bad though.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't not bad. It was not what I'm used to, but it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
That's like an ad. That's like an ad that I would read, like to advertise my show somewhere else. Mm-hmm. Hey, look, if you are doing advertisements for podcasts on your show, please reach out. I would like to record an ad. I've got the copy now. Mm-hmm. I got the copy.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Do I have that command? It is not on my Steam Deck because I am still using it on old. Oh yes, it is definitely an old.
Yeah. No pulse. It is add show.
Nope, that's not it.
At the end of that, at Kevy Kev show. Kevy Kev is just like my abridged name, part of my nomenclature.
So there's Twitter handles in there. Yeah, but yeah, it's all the same. I think it's all the same everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. I'm Kevy Kev show everywhere except YouTube, but yeah. You know, I'm Kevy Kev show on Twitter, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I
could fix it, but
it's fine.
So, Kev, what's been going on with you? How has your week been?
Week has been like pretty slow. I think this is like kind of like January is when the when things kind of like, you know, slow down considerably because you got the high of like high of like November and December, and then we're getting into like the lull of January, but then it's gonna kick back up because it's gonna start kicking up because it's getting close to my streamiversary. So yeah, my streamiversary is I don't have a particular day in January, but it's just kind of like somewhere at the end of January. And so I just say like today is streamiversary, and that's the streamiversary, and then I'll probably do something, you know, nice. Maybe do like a long form stream. Maybe do like 4-5 hour stream where I can just sit back, relax, chill with y'all, talk about stuff, game, and maybe do like a little bit of a subathon where I can just talk with y'all, and if it's nothing but just games, food videos, and just relaxing with folk. That's something we're gonna do. So it's getting close to that. So I've been kind of planning that. Been pretty chill. Been doing some light yard work because my yard's a bit of a mess because we've been having some pretty stellar winds last few weeks, and rain and stuff. And we had that really like cold, really cold a couple weeks ago. Like God, it was cold. So things started getting a little warmer. So I was like, all right, let me go actually start taking my yard back, and pulled out some, huge limbs out of my yard. So that was something I did. And then reignited back in Fortnite again. Played with the awesome Super Namu and her crew. And I've been playing with Jerry a little bit. Like Jerry is really good when he comes to the call outs. Like, oh my God. Like Jerry is good with call outs. So we've been playing that. So we went from 19 for the season to I think about a paltry 45 within the span of like 2 days. I mean, shooting through them levels. So, hopefully I'll be like 100 by the end of the month, and be ready for the whole Geralt stuff. Other than that, I think we've been really cool. Played this really cool game called Alba, a wildlife experience. It's kind of like Pikmin, but with cell phones and indie, and it's like you just go around taking pictures of like birds and animals, and that was fun. So I played a little bit of that today, and then more Horizon. So we got to Girl Approach, and so we got to that. To the point where I'm like, damn, I wish I was streaming that because I would have loved to hear that again. Like, Girl Approach, and I'm like, sir, I'm literally picking from the carcasses of robots right now. Could you kind of relax? Kinda, all right? No, okay. So, starting to that, and then probably next time I play, I'll probably be in Meridian City. So. On the road to Meridian City. And yeah, that's pretty much it with me.
Cool. I have been, so let's see, for me, I have been jealous. I've been in a fit of jealousy and rage, been trying to chase you.
Why?
Because I would also like to stream Horizon. But just better, because again, we've had this conversation. You were not attempting to insult me, but by merely streaming Horizon, you crossed me in such a way that you are now incurring my wrath, whether you want it or not. I don't care. I am going to win.
You are literally Shan Yu from Mulan. You're like, why are you mad? Because you built walls, and that made me mad. Because those walls, I can't. Of course, I have to challenge you.
Exactly.
Because you built walls.
Exactly. You did a thing. I don't give a shit why you. I don't care that you didn't mean to do it. I know you didn't. We didn't set out to offend me, but you did, and now you must pay. You will pay dearly for your mistakes. You will be ashamed of your words and deeds, sir.
A mess.
What's going on, Verge?
A living mess.
Speaking of Verge, because of this slight, because of this pain you have wrought upon me, I have sought help from across the way.
Merge is like, now why am I in it?
I had to receive help by way of a new CPU, this Ryzen 9 5900X. Therefore, I shall surpass your Ryzen 7 5700X.
58, by the way.
Oh, excuse me. is but a scratch. And this RAM, two 16 gigabyte sticks of Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro. That's right, this rainbow puke goes to work. And it's going to work on that ass as I beat it. Boy, that really did not come out right.
Yeah. You had too much dip on your chip. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, that was funny.
Okay, so yes, that's funny. I am to be fair, I am a little upset that Kev was able to do it. Granted, he's running into issues like I am, so it's not that big of a deal. Like, it's really pointless. This game is just not meant to stream, as I have been pointing out constantly.
Right. It was me
stream I've had. It's like, this isn't supposed to work.
Yeah, it was literally me. Like, I started up for like one of the second times, and I was like, oh, cool. I'm gonna put it on NVEC and, code. And then 5 seconds into like streaming with NVEC, it was like, nope. And just killed my whole stream to the point where I had to say like, well, let me go back to H264. And then it was like, cool, we're cool now. And it's still Sable.
Yeah, mom was like, yeah, we're cool, but then just know. It was like, we're sitting in this nice snowy scene. Sure. Move 2 steps. Man, fuck you, dog. This is too much work. I'm out.
I was like,
However, I did find some settings that made it agreeable.
Yeah.
It was still kind of like, no, fuck you. But it was like, look, all right, cool. Like, you ain't asking too much. I might be able to give it to you. I might give it to you. So like, okay, cool. As long as we can finish the story mission, get out of this fucking mountain, and just get to a campfire, I'll be okay.
Right. I mean, this is fun. Like I say, not for nothing. This has been like this, like me streaming like Horizon has been like legit the smoothest experience that I've had ever. Like more so than playing it on the PlayStation 4. Like. I mean,
now keep in mind, like, now I do want the viewers and the listeners at home to keep in mind that we have 2 different ways of saying something smooth and it's good. Like, I'm sure if Kevin was playing what I was playing,
right,
he'd be like, all right, this is great. This is working fine. Me, I'd be like, nope, nope, it dipped. It went to 59 frames per second. Fuck this. Throw it in the trash. Like, no, this is just crap. It's unoptimized. No, thank you. Oh my God, Cyberpunk is better than this. Actually, no, nothing is worse than Cyberpunk when trying to stream it or just play it over 30 FPS.
Yeah.
But not like yes, I got a little upset. Yes, I went on a personal journey, which I thought I ended, but I didn't last night. Ultimately, to where I was like, fine, I am still going to have to stream this game. I'm still going to have to capture it and stream it to the Mac or like a secondary device because this just ain't cutting it.
Right. But
the one, like, I got to invest some money into it. So I was like, I don't know. The only other option for me is to, instead of like buying a capture device, is actually using Steam Link. But that would mean I'd have to move all of my assets from Windows to Mac, build them in OBS on the Mac, and then capture the Steam Link footage. Which, I mean, honestly, it would not take that long to do. It would not take that long to set that up. But it's a thing of, do I want to go through that? No, I don't. I really don't. So yeah, like that's kind of been my journey in streaming. But hey, I've been creating content and I'm happy about that. But yes, shout out to Merge, hooking me up with the Ryzen 9 5900X and the mamemory. So after major plays tomorrow where we're playing Overwatch 2, you should come join us or watch the stream tomorrow, 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Eastern. After all of that, system will be powered down. So CPUs would be changed over the weekend. And the hardware that's in here will be going into a home lab machine, which is yet to be built. Or, well, obviously because there's no parts in it, but you get what I'm saying. Outside of that, there was also a special surprise for those who were not around Wednesday to see it, or have been looking at the content on Mastodon or Instagram. Look, we showed it off. I showed it off. I could have sworn I may have shown this off before. I don't remember. Like when Sabrent announced that they were making it, but it is out now, and this empty box is in my hands because that's right, the Sabrent 2230 M2 SSD Gen 4 NVMe SSD is in my Steam Deck, baby.
Ow.
It's in the deck. I now have a 1 terabyte Steam Deck, and I am excited.
Love to see it. Hand clap of praise.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I told Murray, just look, I was excited for two things. One, the fact that it's here. Two, because initially, again, only thought that the CPU and the memory was in the box. I was like, well, great, I got the parts, but I won't be able to do anything. I won't be able to do anything with them until Saturday. Until I saw this, it's like, oh shit, I got things to work on today. I get to tear something open tonight, baby. All the storage for all the games. Like I told Kev before the show, and I had mentioned on stream last night. And I posted on Mastodon. I said, look, I now have enough storage between my 512 SD and the 1 terabyte SSD. I was able to download every game that I wanted to play on my Steam Deck and still have space left over. Just to think about that, like I didn't have to think, well, oh no, will it fit? Will I have to sit there and put it on an SSD? Will I have to rethink some stuff? Like, do I really want to play this or that? Like to have Horizon, Metal Gear Solid 5, and Ground Zeroes, Final Fantasy 7 Remake Integrate, Crisis Core,
all right,
Final Fantasy 13.
All right.
Hold on. Let's see. Actually, hold on. I'm so happy. I'm going to pull up the list. That's just what we're going to do. Get to my library here. Deathloop, Dark Souls 2.
All right.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, damn.
Miles Morales.
Oh, shit.
I'm trying to see if I can find any bigger ones. Actually, I think those are the big ones. Tekken 7.
Okay.
I feel that's a big enough game.
Mm-hmm.
Yakuza Kiwami.
Oh.
And then let's go. Let's take a look at how much storage I got left. Going to my settings. Let's go down to storage. 318 or 300, almost 320 gigabytes free on internal storage.
Wow. Proud of you.
108 gigabytes free on the micro SD card. I better be glad that, Christmas came and I'm still running low on some funds. Cause all it takes is a humble sale or a steam cell to just breathe across my skin, and I'll fill up that storage in a heartbeat.
Yep, you're right.
Like, oh, Red Dead Redemption. Oh, well, oh no. Oh man, I bought Red Dead Redemption. But Call of Duty, oh Lord. I bought Call of Duty. And guess what? It fits on my Steam Deck, son. Feels good.
Feels good.
It feels good.
Feels good, yeah.
Okay, that's not a song. I'm trying to think what else happened. Like, honestly, like, the only thing, like, the things that have been kind of consuming my mind, yeah, just like trying to play Horizon on, there has been some other things, sorry. Because of the fact that I've been working on the Steam Deck trying to get things reinstalled, it made me go back and look at some of the tools that I've been using, like the thing I use to stream my Xbox to my Steam Deck. I didn't realize that they made a client for the Mac. So now I can just stream my Xbox games on my Mac. Like it's no problem. I found out that, well, and I don't think we covered it because I think this happened back in December, but NVIDIA is discontinuing Game Stream, which allowed you to stream games from your PC, like certain games from your PC on NVIDIA graphics cards to a Shield device or another mobile device. And they made an open source client called Moonlight to be able to use it almost anywhere. Apparently, they made an open source game stream server for Windows that allows you to just create your own game stream server. Now that NVIDIA's taken their support away to do that, and it works with AMD. Works with AMD GPUs now. So now anybody can do it. So of course I played with that. Because of all this chasing of Horizon on stream, I rediscovered Parsec. If you do not have Parsec installed on multiple PCs to access one PC from another, you are losing out.
Yes.
You were losing out. Like, I thought the only thing I could use was TeamViewer. Oh my God, Parsec is so much better.
Oh yeah, very much better.
I'm done spending money, then a Humble Bundle drops. Here we go again. Yep.
Here we go again.
Yeah, there's that. But I was thinking the CJ meme. Oh shit. Here we go again.
Here we go again. Yep.
Look, I looked into that. I shared that on the Discord server, and I think I shared it out on Mastodon or whatever. But I went to look at that bundle, and there was only one game in that bundle that I wanted, so I passed on it. And I was like, well, shit. I mean, granted, it's like 8 games for $10. I was like, that's nice, but 9 of the 10 games I don't want to play or I already own. So like, yeah, that just seems like a waste now. I would just rather buy the one game I don't have. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a pretty good bundle though for those who have a more broad game palette than I do. But yeah, like a lot of the stuff here, I mean, between like messing with the Steam Deck, trying to chase this dragon with Horizon, like it was discovering a whole bunch of different tools that I didn't know existed to try to solve these really weird problems. And it's just like it was just nice to go through it. Like now having an ability, like one, because like the Steam Link stuff was broken on the Steam Deck. Like that's actually Kev was part of the reason why I wanted to stream Horizon. The fact that I could not stream Horizon to my Steam Deck was the other reason why I wanted to do it on PC. It was like, if I'm going to sit here and play Horizon on my PC, I might as well stream it. The whole reason for my Steam Deck is so I can play PC games and not be at my PC. But yeah, like they fixed it. But in the meantime, while it was broken, I was looking for another way to stream games from my PC to my Steam Deck. So like, yeah, finding all these different technologies was refreshing. Oh man, I remember these tools. But when I found out about them, I wasn't a PC gamer. None of it applied to me. Or I didn't have enough stuff to really use it with. So it's nice to know, like now with this massive network of computers and devices in my house, I was like, oh shit, all of this now makes sense. I am now their target demographic. Somebody who wants to play a video game no matter where the fuck they are. And all of this technology will enable me. So now Kev will be mad at me when I tell him this PC is never shutting down ever again because I need it all. That's how I play my video games. How can I can't play my games if my PC's off.
I was like,
I'm just saying. Can't play games on PC if PC's off. But yeah, so that's actually a nice transition because yes, of course we're talking about energy conservation. Of course, that will be talked about later on in the gaming section from Microsoft and what they're doing with Xboxes. But also, were you in an airport and did you get stuck in one on Wednesday? Because we now have answers as to why you were, and so much more here on Tech Talk Thursdays. And of course, we're going to start with our first story, which involves AI. ChatGPT is enabling script kiddies to write functional malware, which, depending on who you talk to, depending on who you're conversing with on the internet, this may or may not be a thing to be concerned about. I am going to say that as somebody who has asked ChatGPT to write code for me, it's actually really fucking good. It is really, really good at doing the thing. Kev, have you used ChatGPT yet?
No, I haven't played around with it yet. One day though.
Honestly, I recommend you do. I really do recommend you do. Let me see, because I had it open to write that intro. Let me see if I can get it open again. There we go. So as you can see, I have a little history of stuff over here, right? So here's an example where I was running into an error in Python code. So I asked it, like, can you tell me what this error means? And then I pasted the error that I was receiving. Now, granted, I looked up this error code on Google and not the exact same explanation, but it told me that, hey, this is an error you get in Python when SSL has an issue trying to send email, or when Python has an issue sending email to an SSL port. But the fact that ChatGPT gave me this amazing explanation as to what it is, like somebody, like this was out of a textbook.
Mm-hmm.
Then because I was looking for examples how to write a for loop, I was trying to write a command that would execute multiple times. It gave me like 3 different examples and explained how each one of these for loops run. And then I asked it who Major Linux, like, could they give me information on Major Linux? Initially thought it was a Linux distribution until I said, hey, Major Linux is a content creator. Then it just assumed that Major Linux was somebody who creates content on Linux and open source software. not that far off. No Post says that ChatGPT does a good job at mansplaining things. Not wrong. Not wrong at all.
Not wrong.
So then I actually started working on stuff. I was trying to figure out how to write a for loop in Python. Then, like, because like it said like, hey, for I in range 10, I plus equals 1. So that's how you iterate the for loop. Well, it's like, I know in C++ I have to initialize the variable I. Is that the same thing I have to do in Python? Now I said that to you, but I didn't have to say, so I just asked it like, do I have to initialize the variable I, as if I was just asking a follow-up question to the answer it gave me. It understood that, gave me the, like it said, hey, you don't have to, but you probably should. And then gave me the example. Then I was like, well, I don't know how to print variable. I don't know how to print things in Python. So how do I print the variable? Didn't mention I, but it knew I was talking about I. So then it gave me the example of the for loop with the variable that we were talking about. I said, hey, if you want to make it cleaner, or if you want to do something else with it, or you want to like put it side by side, here's that code.
Mm-hmm.
Then I also asked her, hey, can I put ChatGPT in Slack? Because my manager asked me about it. I was like, I don't know, but I'll ask it. Now, granted, I mean, that could have been just like pre-programmed, but still. The fact that it gave me a nice little summary of what I could do with ChatGPT in Slack. And then there's the intro I wrote. Essentially, like, I just look, create an intro for Tech Talk Thursdays where I introduce myself and Kev. Told it nothing else, but it kind of surmised, like it gave a good intro statement for the show. Now, I'm pretty sure if I mentioned that, hey, we talk about tech, gaming, and streaming, it would have generated something. Actually, you know what? Let's do that.
Okay.
So, all right. So I'm gonna say, can we rephrase this to also mention gaming and streaming news? Welcome to Tech Talk Thursdays, where I, Major Linus, and co-host Kevin Kev explore the exciting world of technology, gaming, and streaming. Each week, we'll delve into the latest advancements and trends in the tech industry, as well as keep you updated on the latest gaming and streaming news. Whether you're a tech enthusiast, a gamer, or a streamer, join us as we offer our expert insights and perspectives on the industry. So grab a controller or a cup of coffee, and let's get started.
Damn. That ain't bad.
I mean...
Damn, that's not bad. So we'll say, so grab a controller or a cup of coffee, and I'm like, I'd have been like, all I would have done is maybe like change like cup of coffee to like a Monster Energy drink.
So Merge brings up a good point. If it could take over my support duties. The only reason I've only been using this for 2 days.
God, imagine.
I only started using it because there's a guy on YouTube called named Network Chuck who put out a video yesterday saying, like, it was a thing where it's like AI making you a better you. And he gave all these examples of like things like jobs in IT that could use ChatGPT.
I mean, help desk reports alone.
He gave an example about like vulnerability reports. Like, hey, we did analysis of your network. Like, he was like, hey, generate a vulnerability report where we found a specific error. It wrote out like this thing, like it looked like you would have sat down for an hour to try to write it, and ChatGPT came out with it in 30 seconds. Let's see here. I'm gonna do another one. Write an Ansible playbook to deploy a lamp stack. Now, I'm not going to, now for those, if you don't know what a lamp stack is, I'm not going to tell you. I don't want to spoil it. But for those who do, just watch what this thing does. So thinks about it for a bit.
Choose it. Choose it.
Don't. There we go. So sorry, audio listeners. Sorry, we've been quiet, but we're watching ChatGPT at work. I could have been reading this. Well, no, not even calculating. It was writing it at that point.
Writing.
So
but yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing.
And then at the top, like you can see, like it puts these little chat box up in like this history. It will accurately label what it was we were talking about. That way I can go back and reference it later on.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I wrote the prompt was write an Ansible playbook to deploy a lamp stack. Now, for those who do not know, Ansible playbooks are automation Ansible is a platform that I can't remember who created, but Red Hat. Well, we're using it a lot of Red Hat. I don't know. You know what? I'm not even gonna bullshit you. I don't fucking know. Almost a Red Hat uses it. That's it. But a lamp stack is Linux, Apache, which is the web server, MySQL, which is a database, and PHP, which is a script, is a web scripting language. You know, like the basic building blocks of a website. So what ChatGPT did was create an Ansible playbook that I can deploy to install a lamp stack on an Ubuntu. Actually, it's not even on an Ubuntu host. Granted, ChatGPT explicitly mentioned apt package manager, but because it's not explicitly said whether I'm using apt or yum, it's not necessarily looking for an well, I don't know if it's installing Apache 2, then it is looking for an Debian based Linux distro. But yeah, so after it created the playbook, it said this playbook will run on all hosts in the inventory and will install Apache, PHP, and MySQL using apt package manager, and then it will start the Apache and MySQL services. You will need to customize the playbook to match your needs, such as adding variables, handling different OS distributions, configuring Apache and MySQL, etc. Also, you should keep in mind that this playbook is just a basic example, and to make it more robust, you should add error handling, security best practices, and other important configurations. Now, as I said, like this is really based off of Ubuntu since it's using or Debian since it's using apt. So now I'm going to ask it, hey, can you convert this for use on RHEL? So it says, yes, here's an example of an Ansible playbook that deploys a lamp stack on a Red Hat Enterprise Linux or RHEL system. And now it's explicitly calling yum and is using the package HTTPD, which is Apache 2 on RHEL systems. This playbook will run on all hosts in the inventory and will install Apache, PHP, and MySQL using Yum Package Manager, and then it will start the Apache and MySQL services. On RHEL, MySQL is replaced by MariaDB, and the package name is MariaDB-server, so the package name and service name have changed accordingly. As with the previous example, you will need to customize the playbook and yeah, same shit, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like asking a person to do this.
Right. This is amazing.
Now this one's really cool.
Yeah. Could you drop the link to that in the Discord so I can kind of like open that up?
Yeah.
Because I like to play with that on the low.
Oops,
I
I'm
was looking
showing
for the
something,
link
but
to that,
luckily
but
nothing has really been conversated in our private chat. So people. All right, let's see. Can you emulate a Linux terminal?
sign up.
All right, I may not have asked it the right question. Yeah, I don't think I asked it the right question, but this thing could emulate. Oh, never mind. There it goes. Okay, no, it's still not the same thing because I can't be in home user documents when documents is here. So it's just giving me an example. But yeah, like people have gotten this thing to actually emulate a Linux terminal and have it install packages. So again, when you see this like ChatGPT is enabling script kiddies write function, better believe it. Like I mean, you can't ask, like, so the thing is like, you can't ask ChatGPT to do something illegal. Like I tried to get it to construct a Mastodon post that would say I dumped Nintendo Switch cartridges on my Steam Deck without explicitly mentioning Nintendo because I might be sued by Nintendo. And they were like, yeah, we can't do that, dog, because that just sounds illegal. This is okay. But yeah, like that's what I'm using for Google now when I'm working instead of Google. Because it will explain things to me. Let's see, Merge said, let me make sure I can capture this. I wouldn't have a problem with it if it were a tool companies use to assist, but we know they're going to use it to replace. Yeah. The one thing I feel like that would keep them from doing it is if ChatGPT, if they keep it from like being super specific, like when I had it generate an Ansible script or an Ansible playbook and it did not use specific variables, version 2.0 will automatically report you to the relevant authorities. Yep. But even in the same example I was watching yesterday, Chuck had GPT provide him with some code to deploy. It didn't work. He put the error that he got deploying GPT's code into GPT saying, hey, I got this error. GPT fixed it and gave him new code. And when I watched this, like, I wish, like I was sitting on my couch, I was eating lunch. I was like, I wish I bought my laptop in here. I now want to try all of these. So yeah, color me a fan. I am a believer. I am a convert. I was just going to play with it from time to time, but like now I actually open, before I Google things now, I am opening ChatGPT and running the errors through there. No Post said, I tried to have it tell me something that was wrong based off a joke with my wife and I. Tell me how hell is created by lightning. It wouldn't BS me. I don't get that joke either.
I'm tinkering with it now, but it's saying I gotta wait for my account.
They open it up to more and more users over time.
Okay.
So I think they're in a scaling up period now.
Okay.
Like when I first saw it, I tried to sign up, but it was asking me for a phone number. So one, be prepared for that. If you have not signed up for it yet, it will ask you for a phone number.
Okay, yeah, it did ask me for a phone number.
So be wary of that if that's not something you want to do. That's the reason I didn't sign up for it the first time when I went. So, but then I realized, wait, I have a second phone number that I barely use. Let me use that one. I went back to ChatGPT and they were like, yeah, we ran out of accounts. I was like, fuck. But yeah, last week they finally had it. They opened up more access. So I was able to get in on that round and was good to go.
Okay. So
But yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it.
But hell isn't created by lightning, and it wouldn't tell me that it was, so I guess it can't lie. Well, I mean, it's gonna try to find you the most factual answer to a thing. So I guess. But while it does, well, I mean, again, I've demonstrated the good. It can be used for evil, but then it could just be used for this. CNET has used an AI to write financial explainers nearly 75 times since November. November was 2 months ago.
They've been busy.
On Wednesday, the Byte reported that the popular tech website appears to have employed automation technology to produce a series of financial explainer posts beginning in November 2022 under the byline of CNET Money staff. It is only after clicking the byline that the site reveals that this article was generated using automation technology and thoroughly edited and fact-checked by an editor on our editorial staff. So earlier this month, because CES was going on, I was like, I should follow more tech sites. I would like to get more information about CES or just tech in general. I need to update my sources for the show, especially for the show. So I put CNET in my RSS feed reader. Almost immediately, CNET was giving me these financial explainer articles, nothing else. And I will unfollow a website if it is more heavy on pop culture, like TV shows and movies or comics, than video games or tech. So Engadget walks a fine line, Verge walks a fine line. Sites like IGN and GameSpot are bad for this because it covers all of nerd culture. I don't give a shit about comic books. I don't give a shit about TV. I do not give a shit about movies. I want to know about video games and tech, streaming. Just keep it that. That's what IGN was when I was growing up. GameSpot literally has game in the name.
Right.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
But they walk fine lines. CNET, however, one tech, and it's in the middle of CES, one tech article, 20 different financial explainers.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is this bullshit? So yeah, then it clicked right when I saw this article. That's what, because they could fucking pump this shit out. They can pump all this garbage out.
Yeah.
I'd rather read about a fucking refrigerator than this shit.
It's like you start with your base and then you just interject the different things into it, and then you just kind of like add more to it's like you add key phrases into the AI, and then here's this article all already written.
Yeah. Yeah, this was just bad, and I was like,
"Oh yeah,
oh, it was horrible. I can't do this. I just left. I was like, yeah, fuck this." Like,
Yeah, I pretty much left CNET. I pretty much left CNET on wow.
now
CNET
their
used to be
YouTube
good shit.
videos were great. I'm so subscribed to the YouTube channel, and I put that in my RSS feed reader. So like I just
Right.
watch their YouTube videos. I was like, this is what I came for. This is what I came for. They're talking about tech. So yeah. But yeah, it was just like trying to look at their sites. This is just hot garbage. No, thank you.
Cool.
And of course, it goes from bad to worse because it isn't a Tech Talk Thursdays now, especially since end of October. If there isn't talk about Twitter and the fact that, hey, your email might have been leaked in a exploit from Twitter, even though Twitter claims there was no evidence. But who was there to back up that claim?
Elon.
Who don't know shit about shit?
Yep. But that's the problem. Like,
Oh, but yeah,
like,
nobody can actually reach their PR team for clarification.
Because they're probably fired by now.
No, they are. No, they are.
Walking
like that's the joke.
Yeah.
That's the serious joke that every time somebody reports on Twitter, yeah, we couldn't reach out to anybody because it doesn't exist.
Yeah, they're fired.
They are fired. Again, here it is. Here is that line again. The Verge contacted Twitter for additional clarity about the accuracy of the reports in the leaks, but Twitter does not have a functioning press office since being acquired by Elon Musk.
Twitter is Elon, and Elon is Twitter, and
I am Mastodon.
Twitter. And Elon cannot contact you because he's got so much more to deal with, i.e., ducking SEC phone calls. Like, tell him I'm not here, but we're looking right at you.
We were recently made aware of reports that Twitter user data was being sold online. After a comprehensive investigation, we found no evidence that his data originated from the exploitation of our systems. Okay.
How do you know when you fired the security team?
Or they quit? Because I believe they quit.
That's right, they did quit.
They were gonna be fired. Like, no, we fucking quit. So yeah, okay, Elon. That's what you say. That's what you say. All right, buddy.
Yeah, do what you say.
Yet it gets worse.
Oop.
TikTok.
TikTok's
two-factor authentication feature was briefly vulnerable to brute force attacks.
They were like, hold up. Let's get in on that real quick.
So this is demonstrated by a recent 2FA flaw in TikTok's app and website, which could have allowed hackers to gain access to your account without requiring 2FA. The security hole was bypassed by a Lucky 13 on HackerOne, demonstrating that it was possible to bypass the security measure without breaking a sweat. As shown in the video below, I guess there is a video here, but I am blocking. Oh, no, there it is. As shown in the video below, using brute force attacks to log into a Twitter account rendered 2FA useless. The 2FA page is bypassed after numerous attempts to sign in. The 2FA on TikTok acted like its main demographic and says, oh my gosh, this is exhausting. You have, it's just so exhausting. You know what? Fine, I don't need to handle this. I am going to take a self-care, self-help day. I am leaving. You can do whatever you want. So let's see here. I guess they're creating an account now. Oh no, they're logging in. It's taking forever though. Oh, word? Nope, not yet. Nope, not yet. After a while, I would have felt like, you know what, maybe it won't let me. I think I would have quit before TikTok's 2FA did if it took this long. Unless I knew it could be bypassed. Oh, so close. Yeah, see, at a certain point, y'all would have given up. You're muted.
That's the thing about brute. Oh,
shit.
There it is.
Yeah, I was like, I just saw it. It went through.
It went through. But that's the thing about brute force. Like brute force means trying it continual until you find that vulnerability, and you just said boop right there.
And there it is, right there.
Mm-hmm.
On.
Yep.
Whew. What's going on, Young? How you doing?
What's up, Young?
That's a big flaw. That's a big flaw. Like, yes, it took forever, but like still.
Yeah. But imagine if you had like a bot farm, right? That just did that.
But see, it would still have to be a it still would have, I think, still have to be somewhat sophisticated to be able to recognize that puzzle part. And I think that's what would stop it from really being exploited as much.
Mm-hmm. It would just be like small bad actors, but like, you know, sophisticated actors.
Well, luckily they did fix it. So
yeah, they did fix it. Yeah.
But yeah, that's not great. Like that hurts as somebody who preaches two-factor authentication. Well, TikTok is broken. Like, so what's the point? Like, you pick TikTok as your example, though. TikTok.
It's not a good example. That's not a good example.
No. Of course, they blamed it on a random timeout issue on 2FA on a 2FA endpoint.
Right. Because it's supposed to be like, hey, dude, hey, chill. 5 minutes. You know, like
you just catch the guard and just napping at the door.
Cause yeah, it really is like, when is the I was really looking like, when's the timeout start? Like,
yeah, it was taking forever to say, I don't know if I've waited this damn long. It ain't worth it. TikTok ain't worth this.
And it was like, what, 2 minutes?
Yeah, it's a 2-minute video. Like, it ain't worth fucking 2 minutes, bro.
It was like, you know, like, again, this would deflect sophisticated, you know,
somebody who does not suffer from ADHD.
Right, but somebody who like us neurotypicals, we wouldn't. Us, you know, Ars neurodivergent, we wouldn't. I'd be like, I ain't got time for this.
I don't. I was bored. You know, I was bored watching the video. It's
right,
like, I want to talk about this news story, but I've got to finish this.
Yeah, but somebody who would have like the time and the patience to go through and be like.
But like I said, if I knew it was going to take that long, then the hyper focus would have set in. It's like, yeah, this is my life for the next 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Hold my calls. Nobody bother me. I'm just going to continuously log into this TikTok account.
See, where mine is, where my Mine is I'm like repetitive and boring tasks.
Yeah.
As long as I know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It was like, yeah, I can't deal with
I
that.
have to
but
know
me, I
that
could
this what
see
this
me
was.
doing this.
Yeah, it's like I have to know that was going to happen. I'm just not going to
Right.
just do it randomly and just hope that something happens. But it's like, yeah, if I knew it's all right, it's going to be 2 minutes. You got to sit there for 2 minutes to do this. Okay, bet. Like, just put on music, a podcast, a YouTube video. I'll be here.
That is exactly me. I will literally do one repetitive, mindless task for hours. As long as I knew something good was going to come from this.
Right.
And if I knew that this was going to happen, I knew I would have done that. I would have done that for hours because
the promise of it, like, I don't know, man. Like if you told me it was going to take a minute, so look, you have to do this for at least 5 minutes. Like guaranteed within 5 minutes, you will get into this phone. Okay, I will give you 5 minutes. Right. But if you told me, so look, it just happens randomly. Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah. Right. Because it's like, games where it's like JRPGs I can't fuck with because it's like do this battle. If it's like, but dungeon crawlers, no, I can do that.
Dungeon crawlers and JRPGs I can do as long as they are linear, and that's why I like Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah,
I
linear.
like 13 and 15 because those were linear ass JRPGs.
Like basically go here, do this, go there, do this. Anything with like a side quest, ooh, that's a hard sell for me. That's why I've like when I'm playing like Horizon and somebody's like, "Hey, help." And it's like, well, I got to go help him because he asked for help.
Exactly.
I got to ask for help.
And I hate when
I got to do it.
I hate when somebody's yelling in that game, but they're not there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who is calling me? I want to go to you. I want to go where you are, but I don't know where you are. Where are you?
Yeah, it was literally that there was a mission where you had to go like the caravan that broke down and you're like, oh, hey, help. And it's like, okay, I'll help. Okay, I'll stop. And I think I was going to do something, and that mission happened.
Yep.
And then I'm like, well, I got to do that mission now.
And then I get sniped. And then I get fucking sniped at by fucking Crying Wolf.
Yeah. Crying Wolf. And so now I'm like, I got to fight. I got to kill this because this is going to be a problem. And then I go back and I'm like, oh yeah, great, thanks. And then we don't talk, and then that's it. And then we like, cool. Well, I'm gone. Bye.
And see, Merge is starting to learn why I don't play Destiny 2 as much as I say I like the game. I don't play it as much because that game is just repetitive fucking tasks. And I was like, no, I really need to be knowing why I'm doing this and not just continuously doing the same shit. I will. I have to play with other people who would enjoy it because then I feel like I'm just helping them do a thing. Like I said, there's something like point over there and shoot. Great, I can do that. But don't let me do this on my own. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Red Dead was like the biggest proponent of that because you had hunting. And hunting would be like, all right, now I'm going to go and I'm going to go stand in the field and shoot birds for the next 30, 40 minutes because that's what I like doing. And then it was like,
Horizon, too.
Right.
And I've done that. I have done that.
And I have done that as well for a while. And I'm like, dude, you got to get back to the game.
But why?
And do what you got to do.
But why?
But then two had the whole like, hey guy, can you guys kill meat for food? And it's like, my hunting means something. I'm gonna be doing this now because I got to put meat on the table.
Also,
so now I'm gonna be.
Also, next time you Sin or Anka suggest either Minecraft or Stardew Valley, this is why I hate you, and just begrudgingly just be there the entire time.
Oh,
because it's a thing of it's a thing of like, I do not know there's no objectives. Like, what do I do?
Oh, see, that's why we will never play Stardew Valley ever again.
Great.
Forever.
I'm glad I ruined it for everybody.
That was the first time I.
But you know, I have to run that next week.
Yeah, because that was the first time in a long time that like Uncle was like audibly mad.
Yeah, y'all were mad as shit at me for that. I didn't know what to do.
Like,
so I was making my own fun. I was over here in the corner just playing by myself, and y'all just yelling at me. So I'm going to the cave.
And I was like, fine, bye. Because it was like, you don't cut the grass before you build a silo, because what are the cows gonna eat?
And I'm like, what silo? What cows? Grass is tall. It needs to be cut. That's what I was taught. Well, fine, I'm gonna go play Lawnmower Simulator now.
Right, because
nobody's gonna get mad at me cutting that grass.
Right, because then Marnie's not gonna be there because Marnie out here, boinking the mayor. So now we gotta wait and figure out whenever she stops.
And that also made me upset. Like, why is this town so messy for no reason?
This game is full of mess. This game is full of mess. And then I start playing Wildflowers, and that's another conversation. But that's a whole messy and mayor situation.
Oh my goodness.
We're not gonna go there. But anyway, continue.
Speaking of exploits. And how, I was saying, like, I feel like we should be notified of exploits sooner than what we are being told. I understand there's a reason for it, but like LastPass, they should, or Slack and all they should be telling us sooner than later. The FCC agrees, because this article came out the Friday after we recorded. Mm-hmm. It says the FCC wants carriers to notify you sooner when there's a data breach. Thank you.
Yes.
The new FCC chair hasn't even been chosen yet, and the FCC is already on my side.
Yep.
Thank you.
Amen. Thank you. Agreed. That's right. Damn, we still don't have an FCC chair.
She's been re-nominated, so.
Oh, damn.
Now that the Senate has a easy majority, they can get her in. But yeah. Wednesday was a day. The FAA had an outage. Apparently it started sometime Tuesday night, and it spilled into a mess early Wednesday morning, where all domestic flights were grounded until about 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Of course, speculation was running wild as to what happened. With many people thinking that, it could have been a cyber attack. Well, now we know it wasn't, but it should have been it's something we should have suspected all along. And then the fact that America's fucking infrastructure is so fucking old, outdated, and fucking terrible.
Yep.
That a database file brought it to its knees. Excuse me.
Yeah.
The FAA is continuing a thorough review to determine the root cause of the notice to air missions of NOTAM system outage. Our preliminary work has traced the outage to a damaged database file. At this time, there is no evidence of a cyber attack. The FAA is working diligently to further pinpoint the causes of this issue and take all needed steps to prevent this kind of disruption from happening again. I mean, one thing you could do is distribute the fucking system, scale it, maybe have backups, multiple versions of a file. Excuse me, damn.
Definitely a plan H or something. Contingency. Redundancy. Like, oh shit, something corrupt.
Now,
Grab one of the backups.
Now, I wanted to make sure that this was not something that Stephen Colbert had made up last night, but he didn't. NOTAMs are modeled after a similar warning system for ships, which the U.S. Navy began publishing in print in 1869.
As soon as you said the 18 part,
it's like, yo, when were you born? 2000 and?
Yeah, it's like, sir, once you said the 18. It's a wrap, dude. Like, they were still using wind. Like,
I mean, to be fair, airplanes are still technically using wind too, but
no, I'm talking about the ships.
Oh, to propel.
That was to prepare to glide across the waters. like planes weren't even considered yet.
but
except for maybe hot air balloons.
Aviation authorities began issuing NOTAM warnings via telecommunication channels in 1947. We're coming up on 100 years of the NOTAM as we know it.
Right. When modern avionics were starting to take off.
As U.S. aviation grew, so did a glut of NOTAM warnings delivered to pilots before each flight, said Thomas Anthony, the director of the University of Southern California's Aviation Safety and Security Program. And each of those airports can provide information that makes its way to NOTAM. So they were like, we're just gonna build this piece onto it and this piece and next thing you know, it's like a tree house, but so now they can't cut down the tree that would shut off power for a neighborhood if the wind blows too strongly in a direction. Mm-hmm. Like they built the treehouse around the power line. Mm-hmm. We didn't know. Oh, my bad. Mm-hmm. This is embarrassing.
Oh, it's embarrassing.
The fact that, like, if you look at the terrorists, foreign and domestic.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing like, oh no, they could attack the power grid, which we already know is shitty and could, again, fall over at a strong wind in any direction. Now it's like, dude, all we gotta do is like delete a file. And they're fucked. Mm-hmm. We're grounding all the flights.
Be like, we will right click and delete all of your files. It's like it's not even like considered like ransomware or like, you know, ransomware through encrypted files. It's literally like, you know,
a janitor who just walks into the room where the damn server is.
Right. It's the equivalent of a cow kicking over a lantern. And it's like, where was the cow? We don't know where the cow was there. Why was there a lantern?
I mean, it was at it was at one of the 14,400 private use airports.
Yeah.
This airport just happens to be a barn.
Yeah.
And it burned to the ground along with the NOTAM system.
Yeah. That's just how absolutely primitive this thing went down. It's like somebody stepped on a hose.
Like, ain't it some shit though? It's like you learn more and more about your country's critical infrastructure, and it's like you think like, man, okay, like if it took down all domestic flights, like this must have been something sophisticated we have never seen before.
Right.
Then you learn it's like, oh, a database file got corrupted on a system that's been around for over 100 years.
Yes.
And you like, what?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Since before there were airplanes.
No. Fucking Wright brothers were using No Tam.
Mm-hmm. And Kitty Hawk. Right. Imagine.
In a bit of good news.
Yes. Yeah.
John Deere gave up.
Good.
The farmers have won.
Hooray.
I'm sorry, and I'm going to hold up my Steam Deck for this one. Right to Repair wins again.
Hooray.
John Deere will let U.S. farmers repair their own equipment.
Hand clap praise. Hand clap praise. Hand clap praise for Right to Repair. We love it out here.
And again, like I mentioned when I shared the story earlier this week, is I don't know if this is the first story, if this is the first big story, but this is what got me into it, got me more aware about the Right to Repair. So seeing this, for me, given this is my touchstone to it. It made me feel good. I am not a farmer. I do not fix tractors. But it's hearing the farmers, hearing the mechanics have these issues with, and I like my cars to be overly complicated. I like all the infotainment features in cars, but it's to put them on tractors, and when they break down and you can't fix your own shit, if anybody should be able to fix their own equipment, it should be a fucking farmer. And for them to not be able to do that, it sucked. And I really felt for them. And it's I'm riding with these farmers too. Because if they can't work, we can't get food, we cannot get sustenance, we cannot survive without these farmers. And now you got these farmers who can't help but to buy these John Deere tractors, who can't use their John Deere tractors when they're broken. They can't fix them until somebody comes out to service it. This is some fucking bullshit. But also it generated fucking hacking farmers. When farmers are jailbreaking tractors, it's yo, I don't give a shit, but that is the dopest fucking thing I've ever heard. Look, jailbreaking iPhones and jailbreaking switches is one thing, but to fucking jailbreak a fucking tractor, I want to meet those motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Who was the computer scientist and the engineer and the mechanic and the farmer who got together to write that code to reverse engineer a John Deere tractor to jailbreak it? Also, did they make custom firmware for it? Could you put Hatsune Miku on your dashboard screen and she does a little Hatsune Miku dance when you just driving your tractor to pick up your corn and shit?
Can you play Dune on your tractor?
Yes. Is it like those Honda Civics where when you boot it up and it does the fucking Iron Man boot up screen?
Can
you change the lock the boot up screen like I can on my Steam Deck? Whereas I get it to show all the handhelds throughout history. On your John Deere, does it show you all the John Deere tractors in history until you get to the John Deere loading screen? I want to know now. I want to meet these heroes that are on the front lines of the Right to Repair for these John Deere tractors.
Which is wild to me, because I think about in my area, there are a lot of tractor dealerships. So I'm thinking was it just John Deere, or were companies like New Holland and Cub Cadet, were they also using custom firmware, or was it just them, holding people out, because that's wild to me, where you can't fix your own like tractor because farmers have been fixing tractors, you know, for nigh on since, you know, ever since there was farming equipment. So it's kind of wild to me, like you couldn't like swap apart, call in a part. Understand if you had to use proprietary parts, but you couldn't fix the problem yourself.
Right. Or like get diagnostic information to figure out, because I mean, if it's computerized, there are probably other things. There are probably things in this tractor that aren't like in older tractors, because it was all mechanical. Like now there's like digital shit in there, and you probably have to go in and figure out what's wrong with it, but you can't because the software was locked down.
Right, because like you could do that with a fucking car. Like you can get a code reader, and then you can plug it into your code reader slot, and you can actually check to see what the problem. You can run your own diagnostics with your own car.
I wouldn't be surprised if they locked down the OBD2 sensor though.
What, for John Deere?
No, for cars.
For cars.
The OBD2 sensor that you plug that thing into. I wouldn't be surprised if they locked that shit down after a while.
I mean, after a while, but
I miss automatic.
Like current model and past cars, which
it's like at least up to, it's no later than 96 if I remember. It's like between 94 and 96 that has the OBD2 sensor.
Yeah. But to say like you can't, like, all right, I'm gonna like, cause see, that would have been a great thing for like John Deere to do. But you could use our sensor, you could use our like reader equipment, and buy our proprietary parts and have the ability to fix it and diagnose the problems yourself, so you could be able to get a better understanding about that and still be proprietary. But then, you know, them saying like, no, we want all the money. You got to bring it to our guys, and our guys got to read it. And again, that's not how farmers farm. Like they prepare their own shit.
Like the argument for John Deere was the fact that they were trying to protect trade secrets. I do not think farmers give a shit.
No, farmers don't give a shit. Especially like farmers don't farmers don't have to give a shit. Specifically when a lot of them have to go through like places like Monsanto to get seeds, and then you have to be like, oh, on top of that, we gotta like, hey guys, you also gotta go to John Deere in case shit breaks down. And what if you don't have, you know, what if your deal is not open? B, what if it's going to cost you an arm and a leg? C, what if it's a simple repair and I just need to diagnose a simple repair and get the part and swap it out myself? Well,
okay, so Merch says here, imagine doing what Apple did with their phones. You can fix it, but we need to put a massive hold on your credit card and ship you a warehouse to fix it. So according to this here, it says users will have access to official diagnostics, manuals, tools, and training. Deere will let owners disable electronic locks and won't bar people from legally obtaining repair resources even if the company no longer offers them. So, I mean, it's still possible that John Deere would pull an Apple in this case. Mainly because of the fact that, hey, okay, you can get access to these tools, but we're going to need them back. Like, if you unlock it, here's the tools. You can unlock it. You can't lock it back. So if shit happens, that's you now. It's all vaya con Dios. Ow, shit. That mic hurts. And then, yeah, they just fucking move on. But we'll see. Or maybe not. I hope not. I just hope, like, yeah. Again, I want to be optimistic about it. I just hope that John Deere's all right, cool. You know what? Fine. Fuck it. Have it your way. They let people have access, and we never hear about this again. Some first responders are asking iPhone users to disable emergency SOS and crash detection due to influx of false positives. It's getting worse. And this is because folks are skiing.
Mm-hmm. That's the one thing I've often wondered about, like crash detection, like because again of possible false positives of being like, what happened if you just like I say, what happened if you just tripped, like and then you like fell, and then it's like, did you crash? And I'm like, I did, but not in the car. I just tripped and skinned my knee. I'm okay. Just need some Bactine on it. But what if like, what if you walked into a wall, or what if you like general clumsiness.
So fall detection does work for that though. Fall detection does. This was before I got the iPhone 14 or iPhone 14 Pro. So I only had my Apple Watch, and I tripped on a stair in front of my house. My watch did ask, hey, are you okay? Do you need me to call for help? At least my watch cared. Caden laughed at me. Anywho. So did they do not test outside of the lab, like regular activities? And that's the thing. Like, what is it that, like, what does Apple's testing look like to where like this has become a huge issue? Like this is. I don't know, like, I guess during like the winter months when they would be thinking about the next iPhone, it's still too early for them to test that technology, but who's to say like they didn't build it into an existing older phone just to test it? But I don't know. It seems really weird. Like this is becoming an issue for Apple. Or maybe they all just developed the phone at home, and this is why Apple was forcing people to come into the office. So look, we need people to go to these ski resorts. I don't want to go to ski. I just need another mental health day, Tim. Like, for real, I cannot go to the Swiss Alps to test your iPhone. Oh my God, I can't. I just can't.
Fine. Quick side note. I got ChatGPT to work, and I just did a story about. I said write a funny story about pelicans, and I'll tell you about the story later. Okay, please. I'm sorry. Continue.
No, you good. So yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. It's just, or maybe people just going really hard on these motherfucking mountains. Let's see. It might be time for Apple to throw in the towel on the Mac Pro. However, we're not going to be talking about the Mac Pro. Just not. What I want to do with this story is look at this. Now, there we go. This is an interesting chart, a very interesting chart that let's see, a huge 2021 survey by the Visual Effects Society Technology Committee found that Linux and Windows are by far the most popular platforms for workstations, with Windows being favored somewhat in smaller studios and Linux in larger ones. The Mac's share is minimal across the board. %60 of total workstations used in studio workstations are Linux machines. More than Mac and Windows combined. I ignored this article because oh my god, they're talking about the Mac Studio, whatever. But the fact that, again, 60% is Linux machines is astonishing. And then we get into the study here. I'm sorry, I saw something about storage, but I need to move on. Where again, looking at the graph below, which indicates forward-looking plans, Linux's share is expected to increase further over the next 2 to 3 years. A higher proportion of Windows-based studios seem to be looking to migrate workstations to Linux rather than Linux-based studios migrating to Windows. Now has never been a better time. It's never been a better time. Switch over to Linux.
Indeed.
Oh, but this one's going to get merged though. This one's going to get merged. CentOS, a rel, what I like to call free rel, is leading the charge at 73.8% of those Linux workstations. With Ubuntu sitting at 15.4%, RHEL itself sitting at 7.7%, and Debian at 3.1%.
Interesting.
Proportion of studios planning on deploying each Linux distribution to new workstations all in 2022. CentOS Linux leading the pack at 21.9, which doesn't make any sense because it's now CentOS Stream. So not sure what's going on there unless they're using older version of CentOS. Next highest one is Ubuntu at 12.3%, but the lion's share of it, they're moving to Linux. They're just not sure. Merge, stop it. Do not slander Red Hat. You will not besmirch the good name of Red Hat. Thank you.
No besmirching.
No besmirching the good name of Red Hat. But 45.2% are undecided on which Linux distribution they're going to be going to they're going to be installing in 2022. Oh wow, they actually broke it down a little bit. I'm surprised Fedora is not on this list, but I guess they wanted they wanted a stable OS, so I get why Fedora is not on this list. But lion's share of installs 27.7%, CentOS 7.9%. So yeah, they're sticking to 7. But look at it. Oh, Rocky Linux is even on this list. And just look at, they just keep talking about Linux. Oh, wow. Oh, desktop environments. Mate and GNOME are tied for first at 31.3%. So it's either new GNOME or old GNOME. Where's Tycho? Looking for my KDE fans. My KDE fans in second place, 20.3%. Oh, but Mate does take over on this one. Distribution of primary desktop environments currently used, broken out by number of Linux workstations. So people like people like the old GNOME. Oh my god, this is the best. Like, this is like really just like slapping all the fucking Linux naysayers in the fucking face. It was like, yeah, all your major studios, all your major studios, not just use Linux as a server platform, but they're the people who are going to do day-to-day work are using Linux more than anything else. How does that make you feel? What do you think, Ken? What do you think about these numbers? Let's actually just go back to just the workstation OS. Like, when you were thinking about production studios, movies, TV shows, video games, what do you think that, like, before you saw this, what did you think most of the people were using in those studios?
Windows.
And I would say, like, maybe for dev work, like, especially like game development, but I would say Mac.
Yeah.
I would say like for like a lot, like if you were doing rendering work, things that required a lot of horsepower, I would say Windows. But I feel like if you were like doing graphic design, things that necessarily didn't need a lot of horsepower,
right,
I would say like, yeah, you were using either Windows or Mac. I would never have put Linux anywhere in this conversation.
When I think about when people use computers for like in television programs and movies, whatnot, right? Typically, the thing that I see them use would be Macs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because there is no you wouldn't have to have 5011 different variants of the same PC, whatever. It'd be unified. You'd have a Mac, you'd have an iMac,
an
a
enterprise,
MacBook, an iPad.
Well, in enterprise, it'd probably be unified too. Like it's like a ThinkPad or whatever
ThinkPad,
workplace HP or Dell.
Right. It was the one computer that I did. The thing that changed to me is when I would watch Big Bang Theory and I seen people use Alienwares.
Yeah, like it was Alienware, Dell XPSs.
Right. Big, like gaming laptops, yes. Definitely gaming laptops.
Those old ass Alienware machines were just ugh.
Yeah.
Howard's Alienware laptop was just garbage. But then like I'm watching that currently, so I can name who was using what. Leonard had a black XPS. Sheldon had a red XPS.
Yep. Sheldon had the red one.
Howard had the Alienware. And Raj had, it was like gunmetal gray and black.
Yeah, gunmetal gray. Yeah, I remember that.
Raj had a MacBook. And of course, I'm sitting there looking, what game is he playing with everybody else?
That part. Because it's like, how are you gaming on a MacBook? I mean
he could be using Boot Camp.
Could be using Boot Camp. What was it? Wine?
That'd be probably. I mean, I don't think Wine is on Mac.
Oh, that's right. Wine's on Linux. Never mind. My bad.
I mean, it could have been like Parallels, but if anything, like to get the actual taste of the Intel silicon, I imagine he was probably using Boot Camp.
Yeah, Boot Camp. Yeah, but it was like that's in my mind they were using various. So I think I would be with you more in Macs, because Mac stations, you know. It was funny in my when I was in doing my IT classes, they had in the network lab they would have a Mac. They would have like a Mac station, like a Mac, basically like like a Mac Pro or not. No, it was iMac. It was iMac, and that was the first time I ever really seen an iMac in the wild. And so it was kind of like we were all staring at it. We would all be looking at it like apes in the monolith. Because it's like we are clearly a Windows course and learning Windows networking, and it's just like literally looking at this wild Mac, and it's like clicking on it, be like, oh, typing on stuff, like that. Like, yeah, definitely that line in Zoolander. Yeah, it's like it's kind of like us with it. Like we were like trying to figure out what it was. Not necessarily that degree, but very close. Very, very close. Like, which I'm laughing because I knew a dude that looked just like Owen Wilson. Like I had a dude in my class. He looked just like Owen Wilson. So, but yeah, I would consider like I would say like municipalities and combination of Windows and Mac, and then like leaning slightly to Mac, but like day-to-day operations on Windows. Businesses, mostly Macs. Point to POS systems, all Windows. Like variations of like some old Windows. Like basically, like, yeah, I really don't feel comfortable on this because I'm afraid this is gonna blow up or at least crash often, which it did. But yeah, I would never expect Linux, but Linux would make. But now thinking about it, with how Linux works and how many different flavors of Linux, like a Linux-based system would make the most sense, especially if it's stable and functional, and you can kind of do what you need to do on it, and it's free. So, and it's open source, so high attach rate. Definitely would have a higher attach rate, but yeah. To which I would be like, if I was a municipality, I'd be like, hell yeah, Linux. Hell's yeah, better security through the different distros. Don't have to invest in like keys and like end of life, and they're like, there's no end of life, just new distro, done. Ubuntu, whatever, Mint, go to a different distro, sort it out. Like end of life? I mean, of course not.
Oh yeah, Tycho should have been here because when they announced, not announced because I was the one saying shit, but when I had mentioned that KDE was second place in desktop environment. Are you in the call? Sin, why are you not here? I imagine that's Sin sending a message.
Tap in, Sin. Tag in. Unleash your dulcet tones.
I now exist in.
His voice can be perceived, however, his visage cannot be just yet. Give me a second.
Clear the tubes.
We have fixed the 404 error, and we bring you Sin.
Hello.
Sin has arrived. Looking very well rested and melanated.
Mostly melanated. The rest has yet to be seen. We were dealing with Salesforce today, and I think y'all can understand that.
Yeah.
Right. Totally agree.
So now that Sin's here, we can go on to gaming news.
Hey.
Oh no.
First off, Xbox consoles will soon be carbon aware.
What does that even mean?
Adam.
Glad you asked.
I'm afraid I shouldn't have.
A new update for Xbox consoles will make them carbon aware, reducing the carbon footprint by optimizing updates and download times when the most renewable energy and local energy grids can be used. The feature will be available for Xbox Insiders using the energy saving shutdown power option and with their console configured to support automatic updates. So essentially, if you put your console in energy saving mode, it will update when it figures your community is using more renewable energy than not.
All right. Here's the problem, right? Do you mean in the same country that has multiple states that are like, please stop using solar panels because they're draining energy away from the sun?
Yeah.
You know what? All right.
Again, it's Xbox, not the state of Texas that's implementing this.
You know what? It's sad that Xbox would probably do a better job than an entire state government. But you know what? Y'all came here for positive vibes today. Now I have to keep my Xbox all the time because it will refuse to just do the update.
I mean,
Merge out here with some real concerns.
I mean, look, Kev is already upset with me because I will refuse to turn my PC off ever again. Because I'm afraid the mic will break and then I can't stream games from Steam. I struggle with Windows. I turned you on to specifically do this update. Don't schedule it for later. Just do it. So you tell them. Now this was sad. Xbox console exclusive game We Are the Caretaker denied Game Pass inclusion.
Wow. I played that game. I have that game.
I heard about it earlier this week. It was like, what, a game taking place in Africa with Africans, you know, fighting to take care and protect their environment. Man, that sounds like a dope game. And then I read this article. Like, are you serious?
Yeah, that was.
It could have been on Game Pass, and it was like, oh, the game is too small.
Yeah, it's very small. Yeah, developer had sent me a key to this game, and I played it, and I was like, you know, it plays. I'm trying to figure out how to play. I'm trying to, because I haven't played it. I haven't played it in a while, but I did like it. But it kind of plays like kind of like an RTS Civ style game.
I mean, it says it's a grand strategy RPG.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Game takes an XCOM-like approach to its strategy and team building mechanics while crafting a dynamic reputation system that evolves as players commit actions throughout its world.
Yeah. I haven't played it in a long time, but I definitely liked it.
And as an Xbox console exclusive, they applied for Game Pass and they're like, yeah, nah.
Damn.
Don't know how I feel about Melissa in the Game Pass for this. Like, first, like she takes an extra long vacation, and then when when a game full of melanation comes out, and they're like, I don't know if this is going to be a fit for Game Pass. Like, excuse me, because Deathloop doesn't count. You own the studio.
Yeah, that don't count. Because I feel like this is a game that fits really well with the Game Pass, because it allows games that Game Pass allows games that would not have much life on their own to allow to be pushed out to a wide swath of users. Like many of the indie games that I've played has been through Game Pass. So games like The Gardens Between, Donut Country, Donut Country, Tinykin, like Unboxing, Coral Island, that's on early access, in early access games, would have been made possible because of Game Pass inclusion. Many other games like Dodgeball Academia, what else? I'm trying to think.
Grounded was early access.
Grounded was early access, but that's Obsidian, so yeah. So and like Disney Dreamlight Valley, those games lived and breathed and like catapulted to the moon simply because of Game Pass allowing people to be the ability to play games
Vampire
that
Survivors.
they would not have played. Vampire Survivors like
took over off, the planet. It took over the planet.
I mean, Among Us is on Game Pass. Like, I mean, a lot. I mean, games that are coming out that are like interesting games that people wouldn't have had access to or even wanted to play because, well, I don't know what this game is. I ain't gonna pay $20 on the game about,
like Minecraft Dungeons.
Like Minecraft Dungeons, like allowing people access to games that they wouldn't have played, but then liked because, there was another game that an awesome JRPG called Chained Echoes that came out. That is a based on JRPG mechanics that is like overwhelmingly positive on Steam, overwhelmingly positive reviews, but would not have gotten the shine and love if they were not on Game Pass, to give them that little nudge, that little push. I've seen new games like Eastward come out, and so that's awesome. So it's awesome that more games are coming out on Game Pass, but to see that this game with a predominantly that has this like Afro-future aesthetic not be included, it kind of bums me out because I did like it, and it does kind of bum me out that this game is not included, that they were denied. So that sucks because Game Pass is great in that respect. It gives a bunch of indie games a chance to thrive. Like, I even heard one game that I loved that I played the demo for called Spirit Tea that should be coming out sometime in like March, I think. March or April, one of those months. That's also it's coming out on Game Pass, so that's cool. Like Spiritfarer, which is like a indie darling game that talks about, you know, grief and that talks a lot about grief and you know, passing on to the afterlife. That game, you know, was on Game Pass, so you know, and I loved it, and I'm probably gonna rebuy it on Steam, so I'm probably gonna check it out on Steam and finish it on Steam, hopefully. But you know, it's disappointing. It's disappointing that this particular game couldn't come out. So yeah, hopefully it'll work out. I believe Major went to go get some more beverage.
A beverage, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. Okay. Oh, Major's back.
Okay, so this sounds awful, and I haven't played this game, and it looks like it would actually be a lot of fun, but why does these look like adult Teletubbies?
What?
I mean, they're just wearing masks, right?
I mean, it's like grown Teletubbies. That's what this is what happened, because I looked at them and I'm like, they have like heads with unusual shapes.
Yeah.
It's like Afro-futuristic, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's definitely Afro-futuristic. It's like Wakanda, but with more future, but shinier.
Oh, it's 18 bucks. Yeah, I put it on my wish list because I put it on the wish list because I heard it was coming out. But
and you can see one friend already owns this game, and that is me.
Hey, I should have asked. I didn't even notice that until just now.
Yeah. I haven't played it recently because I think it was it in early access?
It had to have been. It had to have been because like it just came out this week.
Yeah, so I probably like 1.0, but yeah, it was definitely a good time. I definitely enjoyed it for the time of which I enjoyed it, and I would have played more, but the games be gaming. Yeah. Games wait for no man. And by the time I finished that and did my coverage for it and did my good showed my love and affection for it, it was like a deluge of other games that came along with it. So
that's right. You can see right here. Look at Steam Deck playable.
Nope.
It's just that the text is just maybe a little too small, but that's it.
Yeah, that was also a bit of an issue. The text was like a bit smaller than it needed to be, but it was nice. It was interesting. It was cool.
It goes for $20 on Steam, but it's on sale for the next 14 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually might pick this up. I gotta remember to do that before I go to sleep. But yeah, I mean, it's a bummer to see like they wanted to be included, but they were like, Xbox was like, yeah, no.
Yep. I seen that gray fox on the low.
Huh?
I seen that gray fox on the low.
Oh wait, well, it has to be under this one because it's the only one that was exposed.
I was like, is that Gray Fox?
Yes, it is. Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
That's Cyborg Ninja, baby.
I knew my MGS. I was like, that can't be Psycho Mantis.
Cyborg Ninja.
I said, that's gotta be Gray Fox. Yeah.
You know about that Metal Gear Life. You know what I'm saying?
I
Man.
know. I'm right there with
On
you.
that Metal Gear Life.
I see you, man.
Man,
I just ain't played in a minute, but I've been there.
I've learned that you can hide the icons on the desktop. That way you don't have to see them. Because I don't use them. That's the thing. Like, it's just, they're just there. I do not use the icons on my desktop. I need to figure out what it was to hide them.
Yeah, it's like my desktop icons are there primarily if I need them, but I don't need them. It's
Man, like all the apps I'm going to launch. Now, granted, I've enlarged the display window in the stream to hide the tabs and to hide my taskbar now, so you can't see it. But yeah, all of my taskbar icons are all the apps that I launch anytime I am using Windows.
Yep.
So, which means like I use all my apps in full screen, so I will never see the desktop. Which means if I'm looking for an app that's not there, I am opening up the start menu. Like those icons mean nothing to me.
Yeah, a lot of my icons are like on the taskbar, like mostly used ones on the taskbar, and then the majority of the games that I play are in the start menu over on the right side. Because I was like, I could just pin all that to the start, and we don't have to worry about any of it.
But you know what bums me out?
Well, what's up?
The Steam Deck. It puts desktop icons in the desktop mode, and not for every game. It's like a select number of games will get desktop icons. If you install specific apps on there, or if you drag an app, like, because sometimes you like for software to emulate other software from places where you legally obtain the software, you have to drag the app from like a download folder to the desktop. So now there's just more crap on a desktop. It made me feel so good when I had to re-image the Steam Deck, which meant all those icons were gone. The clean desktop. Also, I was watching a video. I want to say I think it was a video kind of going over how to change the SSD. And somebody showed, no, it was an Etta Prime video, and they were showing Decky. And he showed his desktop background, like for the Linux front end. And he had changed his wallpaper. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. It's a Linux desktop. I could totally change the wallpaper. I need to find me a good wallpaper for my Steam Deck.
Okay.
And some bittersweet news, but again, good because he's taking care of himself and we love to see it.
I love the title.
Yes, Games Done Quick founder steps down after completing 13-year any percent speed run. I almost didn't get it because this article came out before AGDQ. So it's like, how did he perform a speed run if it hasn't started? Like,
well, yeah. I was like,
got you. I see. Oh.
It was like that ding. Oh, yeah, got it.
So yes, Mike Uyama, who launched the first GDQ in his mother's basement in 2009, is stepping away due to health reasons.
Why it had to be his mama's basement though?
I guess because maybe there was more space there. I don't know. But I mean, so the original intent was to have it at MagFest, which also was it was last weekend.
Yeah.
But the original intent was to have it at MagFest. Uyama told The Verge over Zoom, but their internet wasn't good enough and my mom's basement was, so that's why we had it in my mom's basement. Since those less than auspicious beginnings, Games Done Quick has evolved into a biannual event that enthusiasts look forward to. Clearing schedules takes Enthusiasts look forward to clearing schedules, taking off work, and making special trips to its live events. It's also raised over $41 million for charity, breaking its donation records almost every year. And after 13 years shepherding what's thought of as a kind of gamer Christmas, Uyama is stepping back.
Oh yeah, because I tell you what, like, one of the discords that I'm involved in is like they love. I like GDQ, like, and I watch every now and again, but it's like the other crew, they love, like, I mean, we'll have like Discord watch parties of like DDQ events, and it's just like sitting down and watching people just break games in glorious and spectacular fashion. Like one thing that we watched was somebody clearing, what game was that? Oh, it was like somebody had beat Breath of the Wild in like 30 minutes. And that was like a masterwork of like patience, like using glitches and exploits to do it in the best possible way. And I'm just like, yeah, I ain't got time for this. But you do. But I got time to watch it, but I ain't got time to do it. So I'm definitely down with that. So yeah, I like stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I know Mocha Jones 10, Pleasantly Twisted, they do speed runs.
Yes.
Somebody else, I think it's like Big John, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's like Big John 06. Huh?
He did hosting for those for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you talking about people who host or people who are in the runs?
I mean, I figure if you were hosting, you've also possibly done them at one point too. I don't know how this works.
So because there are people who I know for doing both of those things, and I guess it's like a question of which side of that we're talking about. Because
either or. I mean, I think anybody who's involved in it.
I know SJH Says Games has done some. The Blacktastic has done some. Nasani did some, specifically for the Scooby-Doo category. The last time I saw that one, J-Rock the God was in a few of these for Resident Evil runs.
Oh yeah.
They also have like a special like segment for that, and I do believe that will actually be coming back around in a couple of weeks from now, called Unapologetically Black and Fast. So if you like speedruns, but melanin, you can go ahead and get you some in a couple of weeks from now.
Awesome. That's good news. Moving on. Sony's PS5 accessibility controller looks great, but won't work on PC.
Womp womp womp.
To which I was told when I shared this article this week, well, of course it won't, because it's made by PlayStation. What incentive do they have to make it to work on PC?
Wait, what?
But the Xbox accessibility control, I mean, actually, I would have used that argument, but given the fact that they made that statement, I knew if I made that argument, they'd be like, well, doesn't Microsoft make Windows? So of course it would work.
Yeah, you did the right thing.
Yeah,
you
because somebody else kind of jumped into it for me. It's like, but the DualSense works on PC. It should be a no-brainer that an accessibility controller, which essentially works as a controller, a PS5 controller, work on Windows.
You know, I'm just sitting here and I'm looking at this and thinking, do we not just see that so ubiquitous was the DualSense controller that its controller shape is the default one used whenever you get controller instructions on most PC games?
Yeah.
Well,
that's the Dual Shock.
You know, like, here's the thing, right? The quarters that I have been looking forward to, like, for the parking meter downstairs are clearly rattling around in the brains of some people, and I would like them to give them to me.
Jangling.
But what also doesn't make sense to me is the fact that why is it all like it is limited to exclusively the PS5? Like it's not on the PS4 where they are still making games and it is still being actively supported by Sony.
Right. Which in that respect,
Like I see you just looking at this and going, what is the reason?
Because like
yeah,
all the buttons on this thing would work on a PS4.
yeah. To which like that's because like I say, the thing with accessibility is it has to be accessible, but it also has to be in the vein of affordability. You know, where we champion like yay Xbox for the accessibility controller, and then it's like you find out how much it costs, and then you also find out how much the accessories cost, and to which it's like yay, but then also
Question mark?
question mark, because because accessibility has to also wrap in the vein of affordability. You know, that's another thing that, because that's what I was talking with the homie Tito, and Tito kind of breaks down like, because I was like, yay, Xbox for accessibility, and then it's like Tito's like, but do you know how much these joints cost, and how much the accessories cost, and that's not going to be affordable for everybody to afford, and it's like, oh, right. Yeah.
I mean, these controllers itself are still like, I mean, are relatively expensive.
Yeah. So, I'm celebrating that the fact that it exists. I'm celebrating that the fact that that PlayStation has come to the table and made a controller that's accessible. Hand clap of praise for that. But also, we need to be able to get this bad boy in as many hands of people who need to have it. And it has to work on platforms, not simply just the PlayStation 5, which, to be fair, how many people can actually get a hand on a PlayStation 5 right now?
Well, to be fair, again, we covered this last week. Their executives say that there is no drought on PS5s.
That's what
anybody can walk into
say.
A store and buy a PS5. But of course, let's check on it.
But let's check on that fact.
Yeah, so let's just
Can I walk into my local Sunnyside Waycross, like my Sunnyside Walmart, and say, "Hey, person, can I go ahead and get me and walk into a Walmart and get a PlayStation 5? Can I go to Best Buy and do the same? Can I go to Target and do the same? Are they just? I'm not saying they got to sit there and be dusty, but can I go and get a fresh one off the press?
Well, if you're looking for a general console, they're all sold out. Well,
yes,
PlayStation 5 console is sold out. Horizon consoles are sold out. The discless consoles are sold out.
Right.
However, this God of War bundle is available for $459, which, to be fair, okay, it is 60. Well, yeah, $60 more. So yeah, console and game. But it says see details. So I'm gonna. Then there's this one here where it says a high demand product, which is it's a base disc PlayStation. I don't know why they're listed in two different places, but let's see details. Or I could buy this God of War disc bundle. It'll be here in 10 days. Okay, so I have to sign in.
That's strike one right there.
Huh?
That's strike one right there.
Check. I'm gonna check Amazon and see. Hold on.
Okay, what happened to...
PlayStation 5. It says available by invitation.
This wants me to change a password, so yeah, let me hide that real quick.
So I can request an invitation to buy one, but I can't be like add to cart.
Oh, okay. So now that this is done, I can bring this back. I can add it to my cart. Let's see. Choose a store. I'm in line. Nope. Yeah, because I don't want to take somebody's place. Oh, okay. Never mind. So it fixed itself. Yeah, so apparently I can order it and I can probably pick it up from the store. So I wonder if my store does have the stock for it, but they're trying to stop scalpers from getting a hold of it. And this is the regular. Okay, yeah, so this is like, I can have this delivered. Or no, it will deliver it to a store. It will not deliver it to my house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is definitely not my zip code.
But it's the equivalent of, can I just go and...
So in my store, I have to pick it up next Sunday, but a couple of stores not too far away, I can actually pick it up just next week, next Thursday.
Yeah.
So yeah, they'll ship it to a store, but they will not let me have it straight away.
It's better. It's more available than it was like a couple months ago, but it's not. We're still not at the point of, hey, I can just walk into my Walmart and get one off the rack.
Now a Series S, I can just walk in and go pick one up.
Oh yeah, apparently for $50 cheaper.
But Xbox Series X seems like I have to jump through similar hoops, even though it does say unavailable nearby.
Oh yeah.
And nope, no, damn it. I do not want to join that Discord server.
Yeah, I have seen
and I do not want to look at Mike Minotti's crotch either.
Oh, did you see them on the rack? You seen them on the rack?
Huh?
Diddy's talking about
well, God of War bundle is available here for store pickup. Where?
You might have a hustle.
Merge has got them in California. No, I don't. Just so we're clear, I'm not buying one. I do not have the finances for that. That is not what this was.
Yeah, see, I already know the West Coast is going to have it.
Oh,
the West Coast will have it.
There is one in stock in a store not too far away. I mean, well, it's there. I have a GameStop that's closer to me. Let me see if it actually is in the one that's near my house. Set as my home store. Let's see, refresh the page. So hopefully it'll show my home store. Okay, it hadn't switched to my home store, but at least like I can drive somewhere that's within a reasonable distance, walk in a store, and buy the God of War bundle like tomorrow. So I mean, I don't know, Kev. They got you there on that one, man.
As far, it's really just like, oh, can I buy one better than it was a couple of months ago? Yes. Can I walk in my Walmart and get it? It's not there yet.
But check your GameStop.
As if I set foot in a GameStop. Really?
Do you want a PS5?
Not that bad. I roll the dice with Amazon first.
It's a new console. Okay, all right,
It's a new console in 2021.
Okay, all right, fine.
Or 2020.
We'll check. PlayStation available by invitation on Amazon.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would still walk into the GameStop. If I wanted it that bad, I'd have walked into the GameStop.
Literally, the PlayStation has been out for 2 years. PlayStation 5 has been out for 2 years, and I have not seen it in a Walmart. It's not that new. Recent, it's current, but it's not new.
Well, okay. So now that we've checked the availability of a PlayStation 5,
Didi, you know me so well. You know me so well. Kev said, he's gonna take Petty over PlayStation 5. Exactly.
Ooh.
See, Didi knows. I'm scared. I'm scared that Didi knows.
But
Didi knows.
But again, I'm just saying, if you were planning on playing Final Fantasy 16, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, you might have to go to that GameStop.
PC.
But according to the producer, if you want to play Final Fantasy 16 on day one,
Sir, I can play Integrate on PC now.
But this is Final Fantasy 16. It's a new game.
I've waited for Horizon. I waited for Miles to come on PC.
But this is Square Enix. They'll give you a Bitcoin before they'll give you Final Fantasy 16 on PC.
But then by the time I get through Integrate, it'll be the next time for the new series.
I don't know. I don't think so. Integrate is not as long as you think it is.
Hey, it'll be enough. By the time I finish it, it'll be out.
Again,
by the time I get to it, buy it and finish it.
I think Horizon is longer than Integrate.
Oh, I'm sure it is. But I'm telling you, my Petty is strong. I will wait.
What's going on, Dave? How you doing, man?
Not this, please.
Danger.
Final Fantasy always comes to PC. I don't know why this came out his mouth.
Exactly. Always comes to PC.
Okay.
I will wait.
I'm sorry. Can we point out? I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to. I just now read Merge's comment, and I'm gonna have to take down Danger's comment to put up Merge's. I got my first one at a Walmart.
What do you mean? You mean PlayStation?
Yes.
I got my first PlayStation.
No, I don't think we're talking about PlayStation, dog. I think it means PS5.
Oh, PS5. Okay.
A video clip published to the Japanese website Nico Video was shared on Twitter by industry insider Genki, who translated Yoshida's comments, which have been verified by IGN, regarding a PC version of Final Fantasy 16. Quote, "Nobody said a word about a PC version releasing. Why is it like a PC version released 6 months later? Don't worry about that. Buy a PS5. Sorry, I went overboard. We did our best, so please look forward to it." I feel like the pacing of that statement was off.
That I'm gonna tell you right here, right now, that thing, that what you just said is gonna age like a fine milk. It's going to age like mayonnaise in the noonday sun. That is how it's gonna age.
Not Duke.
It's going to age like a sun-ripened Miracle Whip. I'm telling you, Final Fantasy games since 1 to like 15 have always been on PC. I just bought Chrono Trigger on PC. Hello? How is it that we're going to be like, yeah, nah, we're not going to be able to, it's not going to come out on PC when it could easily come out on PC? The fact that Intergrade is on PC, the fact that Crisis Core is on PC, and then it's going to be like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about with PC, just get a PS5, whatever. And I'm like, so now you're on the record.
Like, nah, you're over here like,
bruh. I'm telling you, that's going to age like a cheese on a windshield, like a strip of Kraft singles on a hot windshield. Seriously. And then look at you. We retract.
Now look at you embarrassed.
Now look at you embarrassed. Are you not embarrassed? This is embarrassing.
Embarrassing. Oh no.
Cheese on a windshield. Exactly, birds. Like the finest. And I'm saying, like, didn't the reveal trailer did not say that it was going to be coming out on PC at some point? It was going to be a PS5 exclusive, but then it was also going to be released on PC sometime. Now, again, this is Final Fantasy 16. I have no interest at all to play Final Fantasy 16. I'm just here to play Intergrade, because that's one of my beloved Final Fantasies. That's 7 and 9 and 6. That's it. And I'm here to play 7 and 9 and 6. Now, they come out with a remake to 9, like what they did with 7. I'm all for it. I'm 10 toes down with that. I am 10 toes down. That's like pretty much saying we're not going to have Resident Evil on PC. Capcom would never.
So, according to this trailer, it says that PlayStation 5 console exclusive, not available on other platforms for a limited time after release on PS5.
Right.
True. And according to this article, the one for the show, an advertisement for the PS5's DualSense controllers at Final Fantasy 16 will only be PS5 exclusive for 6 months, implying it would arrive on another platform, whether it be Xbox, Nintendo Switch, or PC, in December 2023, 6 months after its June 22nd launch. The claim that also, like in the previous paragraph here, though, the claim that, quote, nobody said a word about a PC version is untrue. However, as Square Enix itself did, the original reveal trailer for the game claimed blatantly that it is also available on PC, and while Square Enix mysteriously scrapped this claim soon after, the PS5 exclusivity was brought into question again in November 2022.
It's like they mentioned it. And it's not like, oh, they just threw it out in the trailer. They did. That was state of play. That was during the state of play.
It's the way that you were just like, Kevin, just like, I'm gonna need y'all to get your memory all the way together.
I'm gonna need y'all to figure it out. You looked at this. You did a whole editing job. You pressed submit. It went out on a state of play, And then you say, and then you're like, oh, actually, there's no plans for it. But you said it.
All right, so here's an article from September 16, 2020. Final Fantasy 16 and Demon Souls PC announcements were just mysteriously scrubbed. So this is why people are asking about it. Because apparently the mentioning of these console exclusives went away. Like this one here, I think this is for I think this is for Final Fantasy 16, where it says PlayStation console exclusive, with an asterisk, and down at the bottom, also available on PC.
Yep.
And in Demon Souls, PlayStation exclusive, and then down at the bottom, not available on other consoles for a limited time, also available on PC.
Yeah,
but now
that in the whisper.
It's scrubbed. Wait, we didn't say any of that. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about at all.
But see, you know, even if you whispered, somebody, Kotaku heard it and was like, "Hey, it's gonna come out on PC sometime, y'all." Ow! And that's how it works out. So doesn't mean if you seen it and you whispered it, somebody else heard it and is yelling it. So you need to then come up as people are yelling it. Attention, we might have mentioned it, but we currently have no plans for a PC at this particular time. Or you just don't say anything and just say it's a console exclusive. And then whenever you win or if you decide to make a like PC version of it, then you come out full throated and say, "Hey, we got you." Don't say the quiet part quiet and not expect us to not hear it and then scrub it and be like, "Out, we ain't say that shit." You did. You said it. We heard you. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh shit.
It's not even we heard you and recorded.
Right. We heard it in 4K. We seen it in 4K. Literally in 4K. Y'all need to do better. Stop playing in our faces.
Callisto Protocol developers left out of credits. Former striking distance employees estimate around 20 omitted from games credits roll, including senior devs and key contributors.
And the hits just keep on hitting.
GameIndustry.biz has spoken with 5 former Striking Distance Studios developers who were omitted from the game's credits and say they've got plenty of company. Separate sources estimate roughly 20 people across a variety of departments were left off the game's credits. That's like just fucked up, bro.
But
I love how they looked at this game and said this was supposed to be good, but I'm just like, how did you start the article with that, please?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, it did. I think what they're looking at is like, well, this was supposed to be the Dead Space we wanted because there wasn't a Dead Space on the horizon. But then EA said, hey, what if we remake Dead Space? And that I really feel like that fucked up Callisto Protocol so bad. Like, what do you mean? No, we're making Dead Space, damn it. We're making it.
Damn.
Not leaving them out of the credits?
That's what I said.
Oh, see, no, I would have been like, let me go ahead and backdoor into the code right quick and just delete the whole game.
Ooh.
The way that I would have been a 1990s film hacking the whole phone from my sidekick with the Excel spreadsheet open.
Wait, not Kelly Rowland. That shit's funny as a motherfucker. Like, how are you in an Excel spreadsheet on your sidekick? What are you doing?
Upset that they didn't text you back. I mean,
what are you doing?
Well, of course they weren't going to text you back. You were
You're doing your taxes.
You were doing your taxes. You were doing your accounting on the low, and of course they didn't text you back because you didn't see it because you still had Excel open.
Wait, there's an explanation
right
for this?
That's funny as hell. That is funny as hell. At least a text document. At least a text.
She tried
at
to
least
send
a
a
text
text,
document.
and that it got angry when it didn't see it.
Yep.
Oh wait, hold on. Whilst in Australia, in support of a new tour, Nelly was quizzed on the topic on panel show The Project. His answer, diplomatic to say the least, quote, "That was the thing at the time. That was the new technology at the time. It looks a little dated now. I can see that." You mean to tell me, looking at an Excel spreadsheet, you thought that this is the texting application of the future? In 2002.
I'm laughing at what Dee Dee said. Girls sending taxes instead of text. Oh my God, Dee Dee, why don't you do comedy? I need you. I need that. I need Dee Dee to have a HBO comedy special.
I have so many ideas for thumbnails, but I have a feeling any
Dee Dee,
image.
I need you to have a Netflix special. I'm dead ass serious.
I feel like any image of this screen shot, like this freeze frame, is not going to be big enough for Photoshop for me to want to use.
No.
I am so bad at that. Oh my God.
No matter what no matter what I do, what I think about is you. Everywhere I'm with my boo. Oh, that cracks me up. That again. Remember what I said about aging like a fine milk? If you're reading this, it's too late. Yeah, it's too
late. You getting audited.
It's too late getting audited. Oh gosh, that was
how did we get here again?
I don't know how we got here, but I'm glad that we were here. Callisto Protocol.
That's how it started, but we ended up about Kelly Rowland texting Microsoft Excel. Callisto Protocol. It died the way it lived, poorly, and then also it stiffed people out of the credits. So boo again. Boo again. See, do right, developers, do right. Now, while I cut it, I do want to mention that Microsoft they took a full page ad out in, I think it was either the Washington Post or the New York Times, saying, "Hey, we're cool with unions." Meanwhile, at Activision Blizzard King, Proletariat's management was like, "Yeah, we don't recognize the union just yet.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gonna need to vote."
Ew.
For real.
Ew. A mess.
The leadership of Proletariat, the developers behind Spellbreak, that was acquired by Activision Blizzard to assist on World of Warcraft, won't voluntarily recognize worker unionization efforts. Instead, leadership has filed for a union vote through the National Labor Relations Board. Members of Proletariat formed the Proletariat Workers Alliance with help from the Communication Workers of America in December in response to the studio's acquisition. And a new blog post, Proletariat Leadership describes themselves as pro-worker, pointing out that the studio's name derives from the dissatisfaction the studio's founders experienced elsewhere in the video game industry. Leadership states that choosing to seek an NLRB election over voluntary recognizing the new studio union is more fair and allows employees to get all the information at various points of view. Yeah, this doesn't sound like the proletariat to me.
It sounds like the posertariat to me. It's giving pretentious. It's giving poser. It's giving you thought you ain't with the name choice, but you really are the man. You was the man the whole time. You just decided to be the bourgeoisie after you became the bourgeoisie.
It's giving, I know what it's like to be poor because I had one summer that I couldn't go somewhere overseas for like the entire 3-month period. It's giving, I know what it's like to have school lunches because one time I had to stay home and have my servants cook for me rather than being able to go to brunch with my other rich friends on the yacht like I had intended that day. I had to go the next day. The delay was so much.
Très horrible.
It's giving, I know.
I don't even know if that's French, but
it's giving, I know what it's like to suffer because one time I went somewhere and I had to park like normal people and I didn't have like valet parking.
Oh, the worst.
Or like I had to like be at a baseball game and not have a box seat. And everyone's like, you can afford tickets to a baseball game? Wow, amazing. How did that happen? I'm sorry, my student loans won't let me do that. These bills have prevented me from like, the closest that I have to a vacation is the time where I go to sleep and wake up. That's like what vacation is for me. I haven't had anything aside that for like 40 years. What are we talking about here?
It's giving, I did not have enough food to eat, but then I went to Trader Joe's and bought food to eat.
There it is. No, wait, hold on. Let's go ahead. No, let's wait, Kevin, let's step that up real quick. Let's step that up. We're gonna step it up from Trader Joe's to Whole Foods.
Yep.
Earth Fare.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
It's just like,
it's giving co-op.
it's just the fact that you had the nerve to also have the name Studio Proletarian. Like,
I mean, and it did not hit me until just now. I was like, oh, wait a second. Something is wrong here. As the one,
I believe,
as the one who's leaning the closest to socialism, why didn't I see that?
You know what is the weirdest thing to me about this? First thing, proletariat leadership. Let's like, I'm gonna leave that note there, but then not comment on it because I think we know where that's going. Second thing. This is what we're talking about when we say y'all act like playing video games and reading books and stuff, especially because I'm in role-playing games. That's like my jam, my cup of tea or whatever. Y'all act like doing that or playing games like Detroit Become Human are going to give you empathy for people and marginalized folks. And then y'all as a whole company will do things like this. You will have an entire game about people fighting against oppressive kingdoms and dark forces and then have the nerve to do this to real people. And it kills me every single time. How do y'all manage? How do y'all manage to do that? Like, y'all have been making a game for like 20 plus years at this point and have not absorbed one single lesson from this. This is how Arthas happened. Child, let me mind my melanated business.
Well, now on to streaming news. You were saying
the smoothest of transitions. Two, it's just painfully accurate at this point.
It was like, yeah, you were
like,
saying
chop.
about minding your business. Like saying,
Yep.
can I get you to come back to the stage?
See, I don't go nowhere yet. We still gonna need you, man. We
Yep.
still gonna need you.
Because yeah, this is your wheelhouse. Like tech was mine, gaming was Kevin, streaming, this is yours. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to come back. Come back here for a second. YouTube's updated violence and profanity restrictions can retroactively restrict gaming videos.
That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt a lot.
Now, like some of the restrictions,
I
some of the restrictions ish, like some of y'all don't really have to care. Kevin, you don't have to care because that's not even the kind of content you make.
Yeah, like same
if
here.
You were if you were
One,
doing monetized stuff, you would be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But it's things like you can't have like you can't do X amount of things in like the first 30 seconds, like the first 15 to 30 seconds of the video. You can't have like certain things on the thumbnail or whatever, which if anybody had like an experience with content warnings, it probably wouldn't be the worst thing. I did like go on Twitter today and I was just kind of like, I do have a concern about people whose like primary like genre is like first person shooters and horror. So if you're out here like playing like Aliens versus Predator, if you're playing Dead by Daylight, if you're playing your Division and any other stuff where you're getting headshots on people and this makes them look semi-realistic, what does that stuff look like? But from
But why are
what
kids
some
watching
people-
your shit like that anyway? Like I imagine like if that's your content, you still aren't I don't think you're gonna get hit by that either. Just by the very nature of that content.
Well, I mean, you would think, but that's not what these things say.
I mean, the big thing here that I notice is the one issue I have with it, because again, as someone who was not affected by it, it was where like I don't care, but then I read this. Now all profanities are quote unquote treated equally across the site, meaning words like crap carry the same weight as fuck. And it was at that point I was like, no. Because at that, like I see like there are people who are playing Minecraft, Roblox, if they're playing the safe content, Forza, who are probably like I would say like holier than thou. I don't say curse words because that is an impurity on my body. The most I will say is crap or fudge or fudge biscuits. My son now says son of a biscuit or some shit like that. Like, biscuits.
Right? Keep in mind, right, as this article says, just like a handful of sentences later, it used to have like a severity level for these.
Yeah, previously YouTube differentiated bad language based on quote levels of severity, light, moderate, strong, or extreme, with moderate language being fine to use within a video's first 30 seconds. It would not affect the creator's ad revenue for that video. YouTube now sorry.
And like kind of in that same vein, right, that you were talking about, like those genres, this is why I'm concerned about it. They had a thing of being like, hey, this is real world violence, you can't do that stuff. Now it's just like, but also in-game violence. If you play The Walking Dead, if you play like The Last of Us, if it's any of that kind of stuff, you have to kind of be careful about that too.
But it's a thing of, I don't understand, because like, I'm trying to process, I'm letting you know like kind of what my thought process here. If you were playing those violent video games to begin with, even before the change, how does that change the advertisement? You're still playing that bad content. So if you are a DBD streamer, if you are a Call of Duty streamer, or like a YouTuber at this point, because I don't know if I imagine this applies to streams too, but let's just say for YouTube content, YouTuber, if you are a COD creator, DBD creator, Walking Dead creator, your content does contain that violence. I'm pretty sure for the most part, like, I mean, well, I think Coke might put their ad against some of that stuff, or especially like Call of Duty or Walking Dead, because they do that for TV. As long as the rating is there to say, hey, this is not meant for kids. So I don't see how these rules change from a content perspective. I see how this is an issue of if crap, like the article says, that crap has the same weight as fuck. Where again, if I was monetizing, if I was able to monetize content, this would not affect me because I would have been saying fuck before the change and would continue to say fuck afterwards. I knew where my money was coming from and I'm okay with that. But again, if you were somebody who is creating, you know, like, hey, I stream my Call of Duty invitational matches, and while I'm playing, so, oh crap, there's the guy over there. But now that's just like, now all YouTube hears is, oh fuck, because they hold the same weight. I can see people getting upset because you like crap, gosh darn, biscuits, fudge. And all like, and I don't know if half of those words will also be considered cursing, but I feel like something as innocent as crap gets the same weight as fuck. That doesn't make sense because my 6-year-old will tell me to use the word crap before I say like shit or something when I am literally talking about human excrement.
Mm-hmm.
So if if my son said crap to anybody else who's, well, I mean, I don't know if he was talking about shit, somebody might say something. But again, it's not like he went up and said shit to them. Like I shat in the toilet.
Like it's both. Like the thing is, it's both of these. We also know that, like, well, my suspicion here is that a lot of these things and items are being flattened to make it quicker to process somehow or by something, right? Because like if you just remove categories and instead of being like, well, here are levels of severity to all of the words, you just go, hey, it's everything but these 2 words. And if it's anything but these 2 words in a certain amount of time, it just gets flagged. And that's it. That's one of those, we need something to be able to keep up with all this content, and we don't feel like having to do the work of analyzing all of those things and assigning them a level of severity and making sure it's in line with our policies instead of just being able to be like, it's either these 2 things or it's just no. And about the other thing that you were saying about the violent games and all this other stuff, the only thing I have to say about that is later in this article, like one of these things that they talk about is, I was playing a violent video game and I was just kind of like, this one got age restricted for some reason. And then when I said, hey, YouTube, what's this about? They just retroactively started doing that to other videos that I have. I was like, well then.
But again, still does not make sense if you were playing violent video game. Why was that not age restricted to begin with? Okay, so you're actually on the side of YouTube on this. I just wanted to make sure, like, yeah, if I was YouTube, like, I would have done that too. It's like, dog, why were you not doing it?
I guess it's one of those things of being like, I suppose it's a thing of being like, what would you age restrict and what do you not, I guess. But then again, I'm also a person who probably would have been like, hey, you know, if you're watching this channel, you should probably be like above the age of 18 because the games that I like to play are things where like people get blown up with bombs or we'll get like run into with chainsaws or whatever.
Right. Like, I mean, it's a thing where like my Twitch channel is age restricted because again, all you gotta do is click a button to get into it. Like,
the thing I don't understand there, and this might be the main thing, is asking questions about how being age restricted impacts whether you can monetize a channel or not.
Well, I mean, let's find out. If your channel is eligible for ads, make sure you review our advertiser-friendly content guidelines. Age-restricted videos can use ads to monetize. Some advertisers prefer to advertise on family-friendly content or content without the themes noted above. Well, what are those themes? Well, where did... I don't even know where that sentence was that I just read, but how was it that I was reading something that's not even in this fucking article? But anywho. Oh wait, hold on. It was probably in this drop down. And it was. Hooray.
Hooray.
So inappropriate language, violence, adult content, shocking content, harmful or dangerous acts, hateful and derogatory content, recreational drugs and drug-related content, firearms-related content, controversial issues, sensitive events, enabling dishonest behavior, inappropriate content for kids and families, incendiary and demeaning tobacco-related content. Those would be age-restricted. So again, what it is like you don't get demonetized if you have age-restrictive content. It's just saying like, hey, these advertisers don't want their ads on these videos. So here are the family friendly ones. These are general purpose, G-rated, TV7, E for everyone content that can take any ad. Here are the age restricted to where all the family friendly ads, they don't get placed on it. So like, I imagine Coke for the most part, or like Coke would probably put out like 2 separate ads. Whereas like we've got the adult Coke ads and we got the family friendly Coke ad. Or Monster Energy will probably advertise on the age restricted ones. Sure, we may put it on the family friendly ones too, if it still falls within our demographic, but you can still get this Monster Energy drink ad that may be more edgy on the age restricted content. So it's the thing is like, I'm wondering what are people, and it's like, we had this conversation yesterday. I forgot, I think it was Didi, was it you in the chat who mentioned this about OBS? OBS 29 was breaking people's plugins and people were upset because OBS wasn't working the same as OBS 28. And like I mentioned, like, I think we're in this position where people who are using these tools, people who are using all these things at their disposal, need to really learn what it is that they're using. Because this is saying here that you can still monetize your ads. Your ads are not being taken away. It's just not the family friendly ones. Also, what did you fucking expect when you're playing a game where you're literally getting headshots? Snuggle is not going to advertise with that. It's a cute cuddly bear.
Right.
I guess this is one of those things where we just kind of go,
Yeah.
On the one hand, on the other hand, you're not entitled to money. You're just not. Like, if you're going to play,
like nobody's, but the thing is nobody's taking the money away.
Like, when I say this, right? When I say that you're not entitled to money, like, you're not. If you decide that this is the content that you want to make and people go, okay, well, we might or might not want to advertise around that if this is the content you're going to make. Like, listen, the content that you make is on you.
Yeah, okay. I'm with you. I'm with you now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to let me get there, Pastor. What I was gonna do.
That's on me. That's on me. My bad.
Yeah.
The content that you like, I hate it for y'all because the whole like retroactive thing is like in a weird spot for me most of the time. But things like, because of like, remember the whole like Damaka debacle, as I like to call that. Yeah. You can blame Kevin for the fact that I say it that way, by the way.
You're welcome.
Like, that was a whole thing. But things like this, like, if we're talking about, hey, if you're going to use language like this, if you're going to make content like this, you're going to have to age restrict it. And if it's age restricted, it's going to have to come with the idea that there are things that you are not going to be able to monetize as easily or to as wide an audience because people like, listen, like the Pampers commercial isn't going to be an ad on your channel. Like you're just going to have to deal with the fact that you're not getting money from these babies. You're not going to do it. Like that's fine. Like that's just kind of how that is. And I hate that for y'all, but I mean, what are you gonna do? Like you can't like being upset about that to that degree is kind of unreasonable.
Right.
Because you are literally in the middle of the White House on the front out like White House lawn, popping people in the head with sniper bullets. Like what are we supposed to do here?
So it's like, yeah, I mean, so that's what I'm saying. Like people being outraged about it being hit retroactively, I can't be mad at you if you were playing Call of Duty saying, hey, this is okay for kids. You complain about one video and they like, wait, no, oh dog, like you really been fucking messing this up, and they fixed it for you. I'm sorry, I do not feel bad for you. Because as a parent who is watching how my son consumes content, I do not want him watching Call of Duty fucking 360 no scopes. That's not what we're here for. So I can't.
Like you drive a truck.
Huh?
You drive a truck.
Oh, well, yes,
right?
yes, I do.
Like you're just like out here on these streets driving a truck. Like you're just like, I don't understand what's not clicking here. Like if this is an issue for you, like Power Wash Simulator is right there for your like everyday needs. Pokemon is right there if you absolutely have to have.
Yeah, if you want to make
the battle component, like go and do things.
So I mean, so like, so there's that part. The thing I do have issue with these changes is the flattening of the language. Because then it's the folks who are trying to, you know, not be as vulgar, but again, like using words like crap or, you know, I forgot who it was I was watching where they kept saying Jesus, Mary, and Joseph all the damn time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, this should, if you're going to flag substitute bad words because, like, I don't know, somebody just does not feel like saying shit and they feel like, you know, they're trying to clean up their act by not saying shit and they say crap or poop. Like, I don't feel like they should be punished for that. Like, that's not cool. That's what I have the issue with.
Well, yeah, I would say that. And probably like right behind that would be, you know, I can't help but feel that most of that is just like right for feeding an AI the rules about what people can and can't say, and then just letting it process all the content it has.
That's
because they don't
exactly.
want to hire the amount of people required to manage all the content that they get. And I'm like, on the one hand, I get it, but on the other hand, you could have built that other. Like, you could have like, you already had the system built there. You could have just fed that to the AI instead.
But it's easier that way if it catches it. It's like, well, it's a part of the rules. You can't say these words.
And I feel like it's probably easier for them to just say, like, hey, we already told you can't say anything but these two words, so.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is. That's exactly what that is.
And I hate that. And I hate that,
yeah,
actually, for all of us. I do not like that at all.
Last bit of streaming news going into update news. OBS Studio 29 is now available. So, of course, for those who are still very much plugged in and tuned into streaming Twitter, like Super DD, I'm sorry you're hearing all the complaints.
Yeah. Streaming Twitter and all this other stuff. All I'm going to say is I don't have any complaints about this, right? They added some support for some stuff. They change kind of like what some of the filters do and all this other stuff. Here's the thing. Incoming voice mod change.
Wait, hold on.
Attention, Tech Talk Thursday shoppers. A lot of you might have a lot less of an issue if you wouldn't update everything immediately. Repeat, wait maybe half a second before you decide to update that before your streams.
Like, I really don't know how we get stuck in the cycle every single time OBS makes an update. The OBS makes an update, y'all decide to like read the whole thing, you update it immediately, it breaks everything every single time, every single update, every single version. None of y'all have learned to just be like, okay, cool, thank you for dropping that release. I'm gonna go to give it a smooth, like maybe 2 or 3 weeks, make sure that they don't have any last minute bugs or kinks to work out after they put it out in the public, and then go ahead and update.
Merge, I feel you. I feel you, Merge. I do.
Also, right behind that, if you need to update that immediately, cool. Why do y'all have to do that 30 minutes before your stream starts?
Shut up.
That part.
Shut up.
Because y'all didn't have
Stop
to do
it.
that to yourselves.
No.
See,
we would not be entertaining this.
I'm gonna speak on what Merge said because it's shiny and new.
The show.
I'm gonna speak on what Merge said because it's shiny and new, but also to the fact that shiny and new is not often good for content creation because
shut up.
When that thing breaks, it breaks.
Shut
and
up.
Now you got to sit there and figure out
because, like,
where did it break.
Being so loud.
That's like major sliding up and being like, I'm about to update this computer to Windows 12 like 15 minutes before this Tech Talk podcast is supposed to start. Stop doing that.
No, this is giving installing vMix 30 minutes before it shows. Like, all right, we're gonna learn how to use vMix on the fly.
I mean, if we're doing all that, it's probably giving that. We're doing it live. Giving that Switch update that we were working on. I'm going to like leave that alone too. Listen, just
Hey, look, the Switch came back online too. We're good. We're good.
Listen, if you are a Windows user in 20 and 23, you have no excuse for getting caught out the way y'all do playing with OBS. We've been on this stuff for the last 20 years at this point. Y'all know better than to update immediately. Stop the madness. Stop it.
I mean, unless you are a trained professional. But just so we're clear,
get your tutorials, unless you are either a trained professional or B, get your content hot and fresh from majorshouse.net. I don't want to hear any of this stuff. You leave that alone.
Wait, who owns majorshouse.net? I don't.
I think you might want to get on that.
You better who is and make sure you check that.
I have majorshouse.com.
You might want to lock that down.
Ruin is out here talking about how they ain't scared of no update. Listen, you don't get clapped up by these updates. Like, see, the thing is, Ruin don't gotta tell. Like, Ruin don't gotta share those horror stories publicly.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this from the bottom of my heart. One thing I know for true, and 2 things for certain. I'm not fit to say. For one thing, I'm gonna tell you. For one thing for sure, 2 for certain. Don't take no advice from Ruin when he don't stream on no face OBS. I ain't scared of no updates, says the person that does not stream. That all they have to do is.
I ain't afraid of no updates either, but OBS on my Windows PC is running OBS 28 because I forgot.
Yeah, you are not afraid of updates, but them updates have hands and they will fight you, they have fought you.
They do
to the point. You are the same person that says, I don't want to turn my computer off because I'm afraid my mic might break.
But that's
and you talk about I ain't afraid.
That's a specific hardware issue that I have nothing to do with.
I love how Kelly just went out here and dipped into the deep blackness and said, y'all better not be out here like letting your little doing what your little friends are doing and running behind them and then getting clapped up when you get home because they ain't getting in trouble. Right. You getting in trouble.
You getting in trouble. And not Ruin talk about I got OBS installed, but I just don't use it. That's not the point.
Not my brother, not my sister, not my mother, Lord. It's me standing here in the need of this update. Please don't do it.
That's what I'm telling you to the people who use it on a regular basis and have all their assets in it. This is just what my man Sin said. Wait that mug out. Check Twitter. Check Twitter. It's just an OBS update. Be like, is everybody else OBS broken too? And then they'll be like, good workout. I'm gonna wait.
No, the thing is, y'all think I'm joking. When I see those updates happen on Twitter, I literally set a timer and it's just kind of like, cool, I'm gonna give it 3 weeks.
Mage proof. I'm talking about major proven wrong and hit up that new update
What new update?
on the inside of build the thing.
Oh
Listen.
no! Oh no!
Oh, so
Nah.
that's definitely a cocktail for trouble.
Windows 11 is burn me, man. Like fuck that. I'm beta testing Mac software now, and I run Linux, and I am in the process of building my home lab. So look, no, I would run an insider update if it was on a VM somewhere, but not on my main system. This is prod.
I told y'all 100%. I told y'all 110%. Wait Windows 11 out for a smooth 2 years. Give Windows 11 2 years.
That's too long
to air out. That's what I did with.
That's too long.
That's what I had. That's what I had to do with 10, because it was like the only reason.
The only one that was not good was 8. 8 was the only one that was not good. 10 was fine. 8 was not from day one.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, though. 8 had me gun shy for anything for 10. So I said, let me go ahead and sit on 7 for a little bit. And then they were like, all right, you want Ryzen? Guess what? It supports 10. And I was like, okay, fine. Begrudgingly, I went to 10. But by that time, 10 was seasoned enough to where I could work with 10. With 11 ain't seasoned right now.
I don't know.
Because it just came out, last year?
It's good for me.
What? Until it wasn't.
But look, I'm still here now. I'm still here now.
Yeah, but you on 10. Are you on 10?
No, I'm on 11.
So 11 is good now.
That's what I've been trying to tell you for a few months now. I've been on 11 for a few months.
Well, you can keep telling me for the, let me see, the 16 more months.
No, hold on. We're
I just want to also point out before we move on, I now own majorshouse.net.
Congratulations.
So you locked it down. Congratulations. Yes. You locked it down. I'm glad you did that.
Like, it's the way that I remember when Major stuck his toe into Windows 11 and pulled it right back out. It was just like, absolutely not. And I'm just like, cool, I'm going to go ahead and wait until 2024 now behind that one comment.
Exactly. That's why I was like, you know what? I'm going to wait to 2024.
I switched to 11 when I bought that new motherboard.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because I was trying to figure out, because it was the mic. Remember, it was the mic issue I was having. Because it died again. I bought a new motherboard, switched to Windows 11 that same damn day. It was like, all right, this has got to fix it. The mic worked until it didn't again. But Windows 11's been fine. Windows 11's been fine for me so far.
So that's going to be plus 1 year. And that's because I'm just when it comes to major OS updates, I'm very slow. And I mean,
that part
slow.
I just want direct storage.
Okay. That's fair.
I just want direct storage. When I play Forspoken, I want that game to load as fast as a console. I am sick. Okay. See, just like how Kev streamed Horizon and made me upset, the existence of these consoles have made me upset as a PC gamer. They have bit their thumb at me. I took offense, and I will take them down with direct storage.
I'm not Major right being now, the person driving through a residential neighborhood and being like, hold on, that bike rode by a little bit too fast for this car. You're not about to outrun me on a bike in a residential neighborhood.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you better hope I don't stream Forspoken. Because if I stream Forspoken and it runs pretty sound like $1 pound, I don't want to hear nothing from you, babe.
All I know is if I catch you on Forspoken, I'm gonna hop in a Discord. We're gonna get on in the video call, so we're gonna have a race to see which game loads faster.
And that's what I'm saying. Even if I run 1 second, maybe faster. Don't do yourself like this, Major.
We gonna have a drag race. We gonna have a drag race.
if I win, you gonna be salty. If I lose, you gonna be salty because I don't care. I was like, hooray, whatever. Gee. Oh, gee, Major, you beat me in a race that I didn't even care about.
And I don't care. I won.
I'll be like,
moving on to more updates. The Samsung Galaxy S22 series is getting a January 2023 security patch, surprisingly after the Pixels. Even I heard that some Pixel updates are being delayed on various carriers in the US, so watch out for that. The PS5 is getting another update, preparing the console for DualSense Edge controllers, which will be available at the end of the month. And now for deals coming soon to Game Pass. Of course, we already knew. This is no new news. But Monster Hunter Rise, Persona 3 Portable, and Persona 4 Golden are arriving. Of course, P3P on January 19th, P4G on January 19th, and Monster Hunter Rise on January 20th. Of course, Mortal Shell, Stranded Deep, and Valheim Mistland Biome Update are available now. And blinking, you'll miss it because they'll be gone in 3 days. Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc, Nobody Saves the World, Paparazzi, then Anacrusis, We Happy Few, and Windjammers 2 are saying goodbye to Game Pass.
yeah. I liked Windjammers too, but it wasn't for me.
It was fun. I was actually pretty decent at that.
Yeah, if it's on sale, I might cop it on Steam. But
for free play days, one game, and I am upset by this.
I Am Fish.
I'm sorry. Last weekend, I took some time to play what I want to say is a really good game, the Saints Row reboot.
Mm-hmm.
I had fun with that game. I am sad that I cannot play it anymore.
Okay.
Because it was part of free play days. If they were only going to put one game on free play days, why can't I play Saints Row again? Can I have another weekend of Saints Row? It's ridiculous.
They just said, we're here to ruin your fun.
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation Plus game catalog lineup for January: Back for Blood, Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition, Life is Strange, and more. Of course, the more is Dragon Ball Fighters for the PS4. It looks like, yeah, Life is Strange is Before the Storm, and so it's that Life is Strange kind of like remastered bundle. Jet the Far Shore, Just Cause 4, Omno, Erica, and for PlayStation Premium, we got Siphon Filter 3, Star Wars Demolition, and Hot Shots Golf 2. On the Epic Games Store, we've got 2 games that are coming out. First Class Trouble, survival and social deduction game, and Game Deck, which sends players to work as a game detective who solves crimes inside virtual worlds. So if you wanted to live your best life as a detective, do I have 2 games for you? And just like that, another episode of Tech Talk Thursday ends. Sen, I'm gonna start with you because we didn't get.
That's me.
We didn't get to hear. Well, Ruin says he got new carpet for today, or got new carpet today. It's awesome.
Congratulations. Awesome. New carpet is wonderful.
So how has your week been, and what do you have going on next week?
This has been a very long week. Just long, like just that extra day after coming back from like the new year having like a normal full week has been like, oof. Also, this weather doesn't make any sense today. In particular, I walked out because I was just like, well, let me try to get to the store and get back before it rains.
You didn't
I managed to
succeed.
successfully do that.
Oh,
I succeeded, but I also decided to walk out in sweatpants and a sweatshirt because it's January. You know?
Yeah, it was 70 degrees today, or damn near close.
So when I peeled the clothes off of myself and I finally got back home from buying this soup, oil, and like tomato sauce, anyway, you know, just otherwise, things have been okay. Things have been good. We have played some games. We've recorded some interesting things. Some of them will be appearing on YouTube and other places on Twitch. It'll be fun. And then I think I might have my first stream of the year next week, where we try to conquer more challenge runs of various games, probably Hollow Knight. Yet again, that raggedy bitch. Which you can't put that on YouTube now. Right?
I mean, I don't think you could have from the jump, but okay.
Yeah.
So we got that going on. Also, enjoy your Martin Luther King Day on Monday.
Yeah, I forgot to ask my manager, am I off or working that day?
That's Monday. And going to be running some games this weekend. Going to be playing a game, going to be running some games for our group. They're taking an adventure. I'm very excited to see what shenanigans they get into. And I'm going to hope that they don't do something that will get them killed. And other than that, we'll be back here next Thursday. That's the 20th. We have what?
I'm looking at a calendar
next
now.
Thursday and then a Thursday. Next Thursday and then a Thursdays.
Yep.
And that's it. And I think I'm going to take my brand new shiny license and finally walk on over to the library and be like, hey, you can give me a full library card now and let me check out all the books and things.
It's legal now.
P.S. Go visit your local public library.
And they have movies for free.
They have movies for free. They have manga for free. They have audiobooks and stuff for free. They got the whole thing. Get into it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Better than a store. Just rent all, just check out all the things you want for free. I should probably do that. I should probably go and sign up for me a library
I absolutely
card.
do. Even if I get things, I will buy books just because I would like that, just like to go and buy the book. Well, mostly because I didn't have access to the public library at the time. But if I read a book and I'm just like, this is good, but I'm probably not ever gonna read it again beyond this once, I will walk it right on down to the local library and donate it so other people can read it.
Yep. Indeed. Donate your books if you can. If you can't donate your books, donate your books.
Donate everything.
But yeah, give people the gift of, the thing is,
don't give it the goodwill of Salvation Army because they are the ops. Take it to your local church.
You are not wrong. Especially the library, because people being able to read and have access to knowledge and things should be a free thing. Amen.
Amen.
But that's all of that. That's all from over here. What about the other two of you?
Kev!
Yes, sir.
What you got going on this weekend?
Hopefully having a possibly restful MLK weekend. Debating on if I want to go out and be among people debating on if I want to be around people for the parades, and festive shenanigans that is MLK Day. I don't know how I'm going to want to do that. Probably play more Horizon and Fortnite. Fortnite has Fortniting. Shout out to Super Namu for getting in games with me, and also shout out to Jerry for being a really good spotter and awesome sniper as well. And of course doing the whole shooting my shot with games again, because that was fun. Played some rubber bandits with Dipped and Lila Bobina, so that was fun. So probably get into
that was an enjoyable time last night.
Yeah, that was very enjoyable. Like just running around, and I did not win any games, but I had a fun time, fun time. Watching Dipped and Bina go at it. That was indeed very enjoyable. And then Brother Jens came in and played some. So it was fun. It was a fun time. So definitely shooting your shot and saying more yeses than nos when it comes to games.
I'm just going to remind you, you know,
fun.
January 20th is coming up soon too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So
remember our agreement.
Oh yeah, we're gonna play Monster Hunter Rise, but I don't know about one sitting though. We're gonna play it. We're gonna play a lot of it
sitting.
together.
No. I know it's not one sitting. That's something else. That's something else. That's on the shelf for another day. But
Right.
I'll say, like, to make regular content of playing through the game.
Right.
Like once a week stream, me and you co-oping the Game Pass version of Monster Hunter Rise from beginning to end. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
All the ones that like, no, I do not have that time right now.
Yeah.
I don't have the time. Like my weekends now, especially trying to get things planned for the rest of the year. My Saturdays are like sitting around doing some research. I don't know, because I have things I just play Steam Deck and just watch TV. So now was not the time for marathon streams.
Yeah, the way I had flashbacks of like playing all of like Destiny 2 Beyond Light DLC in like one sitting, like start to finish, and knocking Aramis, you know, in the head, to the point where I was like, we was on there for like 4 or 5 hours, and when I tell you that was the most tired I've ever been playing Destiny 2.
That's nothing.
But for me, it's something. Like I ain't.
Yeah, I forgot.
So for me, it was kind of like,
I forget this is the second podcast I've done in as many years where I'm the youngest person here.
Yeah. Because that's what I'm saying. Like the only time that I'm ever going to be doing like 3 or 4 hours is either this podcast or my birthday, or like the streamathon. But yeah, I was super tired. But we clapped her. But it was just kind of like,
that's why you started.
Damn.
That's
but at what cost?
It started in the morning, and we good and you're fresh, and ready to go. Yeah,
but the person I was playing with was like, "Yeah, we played in the afternoon," and then it was like, "What time is it?" Oh God,
that's a mistake. If you're trying to one sit a game, you don't start in the afternoon. You start in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
When I do my marathons, I start at 9 a.m. That way I can go through certain part, break for lunch, break for dinner, and then just keep going until I need to stop. Yeah, don't start in the afternoon. You do not start any marathons in an afternoon. What are you doing? That's a rookie mistake.
Yeah, that's when I'm gonna do my like stream or subathon. That's exactly when I'm starting at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and then we're kicking it all the way into like 3 or 4. That way I can be like, cool, dinner, and then I go eat. Cool dinner, then rest. So yeah. So other than that, that's pretty much what I got going on. Fortnite and Horizon.
Cool. Let's see, for me, we've got community night tomorrow night, 8:00 p.m. Eastern here at twitch.tv/Major Linux, and of course, majors.house/Discord. We are playing Overwatch 2. It is free. You should download it and we could play it. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun. Kev owes us, because he said he was gonna go golfing with us last week and then disappeared.
Yep.
Never to be heard from again for 24 hours.
Yeah, I had to tell you, I had to be like 100%. Like, I was pretty much, I had to be really, that was my bad for not being really
No,
clear for you.
you good. You good. You're good. No, I'm
Yeah,
really just fucking with
'cause-
you, man.
Yeah, because it was like, yo, I'm not, I don't want to, be bothered right now. Because
You could have said, "Hey, not today." You could have said that. Look, it was fine.
Yeah, that was my bad with me not saying like, yeah, no, it's a no for me. And then when I
Yeah,
seen the invite, I was like, well, no. And then you had got in touch with me, and then Young was like, "You good, man?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. I just wasn't good company that day." So, but
Yeah,
I got
it's
y'all
fine.
for Overwatch. I'm
Yeah,
good
so
for
definitely
Overwatch.
come through, hang out.
Yeah.
Is something I'm sort of trying to do with the community because I mean, shit, we hang out together. We sit there, shoot the shit, talk in the server. Why not play some games together too? So yeah, we're trying to do that more often, and obviously, hey, it helps me create content. It's one of the things I'm trying to do in 2023: create some content, and also play more video games. Because who can get enough of video games? Not I. After that, of course, like I said, thanks to Merge, we've got some new hardware to install in the PC. It's right. The Ryzen 9 5900X. We got some RAM here, 32 gigabytes. So I'm going to be putting that in the gaming PC and major rig, and taking the existing parts that are in major rig and putting those into the home lab computer, which should hopefully be up sometime in February. Outside of that, definitely some more Horizon. Getting back into War Groove, mainly because like it's the Steam Deck is great to play War Groove. I think I have finally gotten past where I was on the Switch on the Steam Deck now. Which is sad. Yeah, I own that game in 2 places. but I owned it on Steam through a Humble Bundle and didn't know I did. And I was looking for a game to play on a plane when I bought the Switch version.
Yeah.
And I only just got the Steam Deck, so that's why I own it twice. But I just now got to the point where I think I'm now past where I was on the Switch version. Eventually, I am going to have to pick up my Switch and actually finish Mario and Rabbids. My experiment with the Switch, while it worked, I don't like it. There's a possibility I may be able to continue on the PC and not the Steam Deck, but I think I'm just going to play on the Switch. It's fine. Also, what's it face? Damn, what is it? What's the game I like to play? Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem is coming out soon. I think reviews have dropped, or was that a preview?
Might miss some previews.
I don't remember.
Might do some previews. I don't know. I think it's coming out. It's coming out this month, right?
I think so. January 20th. Oh.
Oh. Same day as Monster.
Oh.
Sounds like you got a decision.
No, I don't, because again, that's a stream. It's a Friday. So one, Fire Emblem Engage comes out on a Friday. So does Monster Hunter Rise.
Yeah.
I am planning on playing Monster Hunter Rise on stream. I can play Fire Emblem on another day for a stream.
Okay.
So I'm fine on that. Like I can split those up. It's good. It's all good. We Gucci on that, bro. I ain't worry about that.
Okay. Cool deal. Good deal. Good deal.
Yeah, we worked that out. We worked that out. Still working on trying to get things ironed out for the gaming show. It looks like it might be delayed because I am running out of people to. I'm running out of folks right now. Everybody's busy, and I respect that. Or either that, or it just might be 2 people. I don't know. That could definitely work too. But also there is the issue of I need to figure out that number so that way I can get somebody to make assets for me for that. So yeah, that's also a problem. So it might be delayed until I can like really get some concrete information, have some discussions with folks. But other than that, we're just chilling, working, gaming, streaming, living the dream. So we do out here. We've dragged it out for too long. It is almost midnight. This is one of the longer shows, and the reason why we're trying to split these shows up.
Yeah.
So thank you all for sticking with us through to the end of this late night hour. See you all next week, Monday. I will probably be back streaming. Not sure what. Not sure what, but something's got to test this big boy over here with its new brains. But of course, y'all could have been anywhere in the world, watching any stream in the world. You could have been playing the game yourself or reading the tech gaming and streaming nugs yourself, but you said no. We were wondering where Sin was, and we were not going to go away until he showed up. And for that, I thank you. Until next time, I love you and peace.
Wakanda forever. Mafa!
Yeah.
I love the fact that these things that you have kept up with things so that, as they change, you can let us know. I love that. I do.
Oh, yeah.